welcome to Briançon in France for the lead side of this World Cup. We had speed the other night, now it's time for the lead athletes to perform. And as you can see, the temperature at a rather nice 23 degrees as the sun has slipped below the mountains. My name is Matt Groom. I'm joined once again by Benjamin Alonso in the commentary box. Benjamin, first of all, for those who don't know you, tell us who you are.
I'm Benjamin Alonso Vargas from Chile. I competed in the qualifications today. It's my first time in Briançon. And it's an amazing venue, and I'm very happy to be here commentating with you again.
It really is an amazing venue because that wall that we can see on our drone shot, it's a beautiful structure. It has a roof that protects us from the sun, and all the way around it there is climbing. But we're interested in that front face. And Benjamin, as you were saying, you were climbing on that this morning. Tell us a little bit about that wall. What's it like climbing on it?
It's pretty good. I like it a lot. There's a new wall from last year, I think. The years before was a gray wall, more steep and a bit shorter. This one is less steep and longer. As you can see, the head wall is way longer than in the other World Cups. And they tend to be more endurance routes for sure. They were very long today.
Yes, they were long, and it was pretty hot earlier on. But these 26 athletes, for men and women, have made it through. As we can see the list go down. Thies van de Crest down at the 20th position mark. 6 more after him. And some pretty big names in here, although a lot of athletes who are future Olympians deciding to skip this comp to get ready for Paris. And the Japanese in the top 3, Taito Haman, Shion Omata and Satomi Yoshida making up those places. And Zento Murashita as well amongst that top 5. So Japanese heavy in the business end of the competition. And of course, the women's we saw a little bit earlier on. Well, here we go. The women's Sunniva down in last position, so she'll be climbing first here. Vita Lucan low down the order for her, but good to see her safely through. And Mattia Pozzi in 6th. She had a very dramatic early route. She fell off a low dyno and had a lot of work to do to pull herself back. But Benjamin, I was talking to her and I said, are you okay with this? And she said, look, at the end of the day, it might be less stress climbing earlier on because the ones who are coming out last, you know, the pressure is on them.
Yeah, the pressure is bigger, and also the spectators know how are you performing, so sometimes you can just fall and get like no reaction. It's like, oh, okay, that wasn't very good. But if you go first, it's like everybody's cheering you. You're like, as you said, less pressured, and also you don't hear everybody. You don't hear their climbing in the isolation because this wall it's open and you can hear pretty much everything.
Yeah, exactly. That's a very good point, actually, Benjamin. Mei Kataki in first place, Laura Rogger at second, and Jane Kim third. So they will be the last athlete out. And you can see the mountains behind, the castle up on the hill, crags surrounding us. It really is a bit of a mecca for rock climbing and plastic pulling, as we can see. And Benjamin, the lead speed climbing was last night. I don't know if you caught any of that, but it was an amazing final couple of races, so well worth watching. Now we're looking at the men's route here. Women's route there. But both of us were saying that these routes start off very hard, or at least it looks like that.
Yeah, the start of both routes looks very tricky, like very could be slippery in the men's because it's dual texture some feet, and in the women's side we have more crimpy, looks more technical. And after that, getting into the first steep part, we have like a jump or a bouldering start, and the women's looks hard in that section.
We're looking at the jump now where those crosses are. To me, that's an enormous jump. It's almost a full body length.
Yeah, that's a big jump, actually. It's a good thing that you have the volume. It's quite flat. Looks like a slab section. As it's a big volume, you have a better position to jump from there to those big orange holes we see there. Jump to a compression.
Well, we will get to know these routes intimately as our 26 athletes go through them. That is our crowd part of the sort of festival-like atmosphere I've been calling it. You can see people with picnics there, sitting on the grass. It's a nice vibe in the stadium.
Yeah, it's pretty chill. Looks like they're having a great time, and it's very familiar. Here we go with the first 2 climbers.
Yes, Philip Martin from Germany comes out, and Sunniva Edi from Norway as the first athlete through the gates onto our stage. And you can feel the crowd's anticipation of this moment. There is Sunniva. And the women's route, an awkward start up these volumes, but fairly straightforward. But then more crimps to come, and they'll still feel quite warm after that sun.
Yeah, actually, and that plastic is quite slippery and it's a bit dry today, so people with the drier skin might struggle a bit more than people with wet skin. But I'm not really sure about it. I've never had the wet skin issues. My skin is pretty dry.
All right, well, Sunniva is underway, and we have a humidity meter in front of us, and actually that's gone up to 30% now, so I think as the sun's gone away, the humidity rising just a little bit here in the stadium, so we'll keep an eye on that for you. Sunniva, meanwhile, will rest after the first few clips, and then we see the men's jump. Here we go, the first time we'll get to check this one out. Gets the clip in, and it really is a long way. There's a crimp to be had for the right hand, unless he's not going to straight jump into it, but no, I think he is having to.
Yeah, it seems like you can like mantle halfway through and just stand to the both holds to compress.
Well, up he goes and easily executed. One of those that perhaps looks a little bit more scary from the ground than it is on the wall itself.
Yeah, always the beginnings of the route looks like more intimidating than harder, you know? It's more intimidating than actually hard. But now in the middle section, looks more physical. It's like from that big pinch, moving to big volumes, like a lot of body movement.
Yes, and slopey as well for the hands. Well, he's at the end of that. Meanwhile, on the left, Sunniva is about halfway through now, approaching what should normally be a head wall, but as you said, a really big head wall on this.
Yeah, it's a big head wall, as we said before. But it seems like she's having like a good pace now, taking the time to rest before the more endurance parts look alike.
Yeah, she is just on the edge of that. Martin a little bit lower, as you can see from that wide angle. Oh, and a big move there from Sunniva as she boosts over the edge.
Yeah, it seems like the men route is more, it looks longer. You have more, you have to go like from the left then to the right. But the women's route looks more straightforward.
I would agree, yeah, there was no tricks that I could see. Sunniva nearly popped a heel then. She lost it for a second.
Good fighting there.
Yeah, she suddenly have to dig deep here and she crosses through underneath.
Oh, Rust move. Nice.
And Martin screaming his way through this move. It's a tricky one, this.
I really like the attitude he has when he's climbing, like always fighting. And it seems like he uses these power screams like to get in there, to keep hanging and keep the focus as well, maybe.
Yes, exactly. Well, the focus is tricky, but look how far Sunniva is going here. She is almost nearing the top of this route.
She's doing such a great attempt now. And the first to go.
Martin has been screaming for a while. He keeps going. Look at Sunniva, though. What a climb from her.
Oh.
Finally, the foot pops, but wow, that was close to a top.
Wow, that's a very good climb. And it seemed like she has a lot on the tank yet. Doesn't look very tired in there. Just a slip from the heel. That's the tricky thing about lead. You just make one mistake and you're done.
Yeah, that's it. Well, that was a great performance from her. Interesting. Maybe that's a sign of things to come. Martin, meanwhile, rests up high. He's been screaming since about a third of the way through this route.
Yeah, fighting a lot.
Up he goes again with the right hand. Very slopey from here onwards. Gets the left foot drilled in, goes out into the pinch.
Keeps screaming. This section looks more bouldery in the head wall. Looks like a boulder problem, actually.
It does, doesn't it? Really tacky.
Yeah. Oh, he almost stuck it.
Once that right hand fired off, he was in real trouble. He held it for a second. It was like he was floating in the air.
Yeah, maybe he was trying to go for the thumb. I think there is a jib on the first orange we hold. Maybe he was trying to catch that.
Well, back down to the ground for Martin. Two very strong first rounds there.
Yeah, that's a high standard for the rest of the semi-finalists.
It is indeed. Well, we will have to see. Remember, just 8 go through to tomorrow's final. It's quite nicely spread out here in Briançon, which gives us all a bit of a breather during the day. Time to film some extra content. And talking about extra content, do go and check out the World Climbing Club. Free on YouTube, behind-the-scenes action, interviews, and more on YouTube. Right, Litsiatakis. Sorry, not Litsiatakis. Vita Lukin, I should say. Underway here. So we know this woman's route, as you said, fairly straightforward to read. I couldn't really see any tricks in there.
Yeah, it's Looks like a hard qualification round in the first section, and then it goes more like a semi-final at the very top. So yeah, I don't know if to say it's more bouldering or endurance, because these routes usually like trick your mind. In the morning there was one that doesn't look that bad, but it was actually very technical and tricky.
Yeah, and I suppose weirdly easy to overthink when it's straightforward.
Yeah, you have to just go for it, being very secure about it. I think the mental game of lead, it's very hard for me at least. You have to visualize everything on the ground and then have no hesitation during the climb.
Yeah, exactly that. You just got to execute, haven't you?
Oh.
Ooh, Lucia very stretched out on this clip.
Stretched out for the clip.
I wonder if she might have wanted to clip that a little bit higher, but it's done now. She's losing her feet here quite a lot as she campuses through.
Yeah. Well, it seems like a good strategy, as the blue cross there means that you cannot clip after that point. So maybe it was a good move from Vita.
Yeah, she's so experienced. She's won gold here in the past. So it's she's certainly used to climbing on this stage, although she wasn't the old... no, she wasn't on the oval, she was here, so yes, she's used to it.
Yeah, I think it was the year that she lost her chalk back, right? When she
yes.
kept climbing.
Yeah, it was amazing. Right, well, Vita goes right onto some crimps. She's hanging now, resting, arms straight. And that resting position, Ben, a good one to sort of take some of the pressure off the biceps.
Yeah, it's if you are strong enough on the fingers and you get into a position where your arm is straight, it's usually the best way to rest. And otherwise, if you are very powerful on the bicep, you don't have that problem. But in lead climbing, you always want to save the most energy.
Yeah, well, meanwhile, Nino Grunfelder is on this jump. It's not too far. We know it's possible, but you've just got to commit to it, not hesitate for too long. And he's now sprung, holds it well, and puts the feet back on quickly.
Yeah, those kind of jumps always get you with an increase in heart rate, which makes it a bit harder.
Yeah, exactly. And then you've got to settle down and climb the rest of the route. So it's a pretty big task, that one. Well, Vita Lucan looks good. She's on the head wall now, which goes on for a long, long way up there.
Yeah, it seems like she's doing a different beta than Suniva. The last climb, Suniva did a rose move there, so where Vita had the right arm, the last girl had her left arm.
Yeah, Vita changing things up. I think Vita's method looked less strenuous.
Yeah, and it seems like she can rest more in there. So it's getting more like a couple of moves, then shakes, couple of moves, then shakes. For some athletes, that's very good because they get their energy on point and get ready for the cruxes. And also you have a bit more of time to get ready to the hardest section.
Yeah, well, let's see if she's managed to find something back here. She's got a lot of climbing left to go. Stretches up, that rope kind of dragging under her foot. You can see she's almost standing on it. Commits to the side pull, stands up tall. She'll want to flick that left leg away from the rope. And there she does, disengaging it and continuing.
Cross.
And now from the ground, it's hard to see the hold she's on, but it looks like there's no jibs that I can see.
It looks like a big pinch, big volume.
Yeah, she wrestles her way along it, yeah, super slopey, and it will still be warm. The sun was beating down on it until about half an hour ago.
Yes, and it's also black. That makes it, oh.
Yeah, she does fall. Well, Nino as well, he's on sloper, so this is going to be tough. That right hand will be aching as he cracks in a big drop knee.
Yeah, but Nino is looking good. He's going with a good rhythm. That section looks a bit tricky on the pinch with the legs.
Yeah, really kind of squeezing in with the feet.
Yeah, pinch on the hands and pinch on the legs.
Well, he's through the head wall now.
Oh,
and he falls, hands in the air for a moment as well.
Yeah, he tried to came back to the last hole maybe to shake a bit, and that cost him the attempt.
Yes, it did. Well, we'll see a replay, hopefully, of that in a second. He looks back up, part of Team Switzerland. His teammate Sascha Lehmann, who was one of those to qualify for Paris, he's not here. And for those of you who constantly ask me on social media, where is Janja? Well, Janja is also having a little break from this competition. She'll return in Paris after her double gold medal in Innsbruck.
Yeah, it makes sense for the Olympian athletes to get a break before the Olympic Games, to get the better shape that they can, and also like a mental rest from the season. We can be very stressful. Also, it might be like a lot of pressure on the Innsbruck World Cup, as you see, like, oh, how there were so many Olympians that everybody was expecting to see like the shape of them, and that can be very hard for the pressure.
Exactly. Well, we saw the scoreboard just now. Suniva in the lead there, just over Vita Lucan. Okay, next athlete, Galia Martin from Spain is out, and then Shuta Tanaka is on.
He's taking his time before the start.
Yeah, he's trying to sort of figure this start out, and he doesn't. Is it pressed? Does he get a leg up? Because he can't take both feet off the ground, obviously he's done. So one foot is on. Now he has to commit to whatever method he's decided. Rocks up into the undercling.
Yeah, and a high kick was the method he decided. So looks like a climber who preferred to climb more in a safe way, more statically. And he has a lot of endurance to keep maintaining that rhythm and that style.
I was watching his right foot there on the no-tex. It's a bit of a scary first step, that.
Yeah.
All right, well, Galia on the left is in the pockets now, fiddling with the feet a little bit, trying to work this out. Decides just to commit without the right foot and then kicks those feet over onto a fairly shallow, slabby foot sequence.
Seems like she would clip from there with a high toe.
She's struggling a bit, wanted a toe in, decided to go for that clip like Vita did.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this jump, just. Neither athlete looking 100% settled yet.
Yeah. As we said before, it's probably just a commitment jump, which makes you feel nervous, but it's, I mean, hard, of course, win a semi-final World Cup, but not as hard for them.
Yes, well, after that start, I think that did unsettle him just a little bit when he was unsure, because he would have had a plan. The athletes read the route before the broadcast. They would have known what's coming, but, you know, in your head, back in ISO, it can be different when you walk onto the stage.
Yeah, sometimes the angle are more tricky than you think. Like always in these pushing movements with a slightly overhang, your body tends to go backwards, so it can feel unsafe to start, and you don't want to fall like on the first move of the route, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely. Well, he's through that and through the traverse. Delia, meanwhile, boosts up to another pocket, 3 fingers dragging down on that hold. You've got to keep your weight as underneath your fingers as possible. Little micro shakes as she goes up.
Yeah, it seems like all the girls have a micro shake moment here before getting into the head wall, which in this wall is almost half of the almost half of the climb. So
yeah, it's a very, very different wall from what we normally see. Usually it's a big overhanging section in the middle and then a fairly short, sharp head wall where the angle changes, but not here. So Shuta is on the pinches now, the tuna fish style holds as he hits the metal coping there. Galia flicks the feet over. She might be going for this cross through with the left arm as well.
Yeah, it seems like she will do that. There you go.
Tongue sticking out in concentration, she makes the move.
She's youth, right? Youth climber?
Yeah, there's quite a few youth here, and the youth are preparing for the Youth World Championships, which is coming in China. Very soon, actually.
It's in August, right?
Yeah. So that event, we're all looking forward to seeing our young crushers out there in China representing.
Yeah, it's always fun to watch the youth competitions.
Elia is struggling with every move here, but she's on this tricky pinch section, certainly one of the crux sequences.
It seems like she's doing... That sequence looks... I mean, it doesn't look that bad from the ground, but I think it can be more stressful when you are there, as the pinch is quite big and the foot is high and you're with your right foot. So it might feel off balance. Oh, she's getting the high pun, she missed the...
It's an interesting one. It's a few times we've seen a foot pop there now, and I think it's just the angle. It's a bit deceptive. You feel like you can put a lot of pressure through the heel, but because of the angle, if you do, you then pop, if you don't think about it.
Yes, also on the other holes, the pink holes that you see in the mint volumes are like a straight vertical one, and the other one is like under clean lateral with a weird angle. So it doesn't allow you to push that much.
Shooter is deep into the head wall now.
Looking strong with a lot of energy.
He's got no feet here as well, remember. Look at this. Now he gets a left foot on. That would have cost him a bit of energy.
Yeah, it seems like you can shake here as the volume gets more slabby, and you have that. Oops. I wonder what was the idea for the root setters.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to the last section, high left heel.
He still looks to be in control though, doesn't he? Rocking up now, head pressed as close to the wall as possible.
Yeah, fighting as much as he can. No. That last section looks very high.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of this semi-final decided on high on the head wall. I think a little bit easy down low, if I'm being critical of the route.
Yeah, I think you have to execute very well to not lose any energy on the very beginning. So you have the best chances in the head wall.
Well, the athletes will enjoy the fight as well. You know, they get that chance to climb as high as possible. And when you've traveled a long way, you know, you could put all that training in. It is nice to be able to show yourself as long as possible on the wall.
Yeah, exactly. To fall as pumped as you can.
Yes. Yeah, pumped was a word that a lot of the athletes were using when they come down from the qualifying route today. Which I'm always surprised, because I'm pumped every time I look at a lead wall, but you guys seem not to necessarily get pumped sometimes. You just fall because of the technicalities of a route.
Yeah, sometimes it happens. Sometimes it can be both. Like sometimes you fall because you're super pumped, and that's an indicator that you maybe climb very secure but not that well. Or sometimes you can do like a slightly or big mistake and you're down. But it depends. I think World Cup tend to be more like bouldery sections, and with intermediate to moderate sections in between that doesn't allow you to rest that much. So it feels more like a power endurance game.
Yes, exactly. Although this route, to me, is more in the endurance category, I think, just because of how high we've seen a few athletes go at the moment.
Yes.
All right, well, Noah Shiran is underway, the Israeli athlete, clipping pretty nice and low here. A few tricky moves. I've seen a couple of the women a bit unsettled down low.
Yeah, also I think the more flat angles allow the root setters to set more tricky sections. I think it's always harder to climb on a more vertical wall than in a super overhang, in terms of like an easy slab could be very hard, but an easy overhang is just simple sometimes.
Yes, I do know what you mean, actually. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, sometimes the power is easier to read.
Yes.
Well, Noah floats upwards onto the side pull. She'll get two hands engaged here and have a bit of a rest. That was the clipping position there. And then Stefan Schretz underway for Team Austria. So he clips, that heel resting as he tries to find a clip.
Up. Looks like a boxy position to get into the mantle, like a small box position.
Yeah, with any mantle, the higher you get, the easier it becomes, and he struggled a little bit there. He went with the wrong hand for a moment, seeming not to pause too long before. Oh, he's try it statically.
Statically, just to go for it. There you go.
Look at Noah, she's kind of got a floating knee bar in here. Sort of inventing that one, but it's sort of enough to be able to clip. Oh, and a bump there off that bad crimp that we saw. That great close-up angle of.
It's funny how the knee bars also have been evolving, like to the double feet stack knee bar to the floating knee bar now.
Part of Matt Bingo is how many times I mention a stack knee bar, because I genuinely think it's the most crazy move in climbing. It's one I've never attempted.
Yeah, it's so uncomfortable. It feels so insecure for me, and not a rest at all.
No, exactly. It's the equivalent of standing in your own hand to get a little bit higher to me, but fair enough. Well, Stefan, just bumps that left hand onto that blocked orange. I guess it's a sloper, really.
Yeah, that section with the big undercling looks physical. A lot of bicep power there and push from the legs.
Yeah, you heard that deep exhale of breath from our mics on the wall. Noah Sharan crosses the divide into the head wall.
Yeah, the breathing technique is very important in lead.
Ooh, Stefan falls now. That is an early fall from him. Seemed to just kind of run out of power a bit on the top.
Yeah, it looked like he wasn't comfortable in the position for me.
Oh, and Noah goes too. Well, okay, I said it was undercooked, maybe not. We'll have to see. It's so hard to judge a route, isn't it? Especially when the first couple of climbers come out, because sometimes that pressure thing comes into play where, look, you're out first, you didn't qualify that well, expectations are maybe a bit lower, and you just go, I'm just going to climb as hard as I can, and you don't think about the possibility of a final. And often we see athletes progressing from that position.
Exactly.
So Stefan will leave. No finals for him unless something crazy happens. Darkness starting to descend here. 10 to 9 Central European time. An evening comp. And that humidity still rising, 35% now, although the temperature's down to 21.2. So getting cooler but more humid, according to our instruments.
Yes, but it's actually very good conditions. It feels very nice, and probably the holes will be better as the comp keep going.
Okay, Giorgio Tomatis from Italy will start his press. He has a long look at the start position as well.
Yes.
At the moment, Ina Plassu from France. And you can hear the reaction from the crowd. Quite a few French athletes making it through. And we saw that in the speed last night as well. The crowd really getting behind their heroes. Oh, look at that camper-style start. She swings up.
It's nice, the people cheering here in France. They're always very excited to see the national athletes.
Yeah, we saw it in Chamonix as well. Giorgio goes up onto the slopers, gets the mantle down in a different way. He hasn't used that jib on the left yet.
Yeah, he hasn't. Looks like very comfortable in that position, but he might go anyways to the left one to position it better to the jump.
Yeah, but now he's kind of trapped around the corner. He's going to have to do a big bump in here, and yes.
There you go.
But now he'll be able to progress. He eyes up the jump. He's got to trust that left foot. Has a moment to shake the left hand, eyes it, springs, left, right. Yes, that's good work.
Yeah, this route looks very stressing at the beginning, so you really have to manage that nervous for the rest of the route.
Yeah, he's got a nice toe hook in then, and then put a left heel as well. Ina has that awkward clip to come here above her head. You can see from that angle there is a bit of a pocket underneath that pink hold.
Yes, I think that hole is not that bad, but as you can see, it's a very slopey feet. You have to really push through them to go for the long clip.
Yes, often when we see a good hold, you know there's bad feet coming up.
Yes.
The setters.
The classic.
Yes, the classic, exactly that. Now Giorgio has a swinging draw, clips it now. Ina cuts loose, swings around with those feet. Giorgio is struggling here a bit as well. He drops back down and he's going to reclimb this section to try to get a rest.
Yeah, it looks like that section is more physical and you have to commit as well. Like from the big pinch to the high toe, then going to the flat sup here. So it's definitely like bumping that way.
Well, Giorgio did it, but I don't know if he managed to really recover by down climbing like that.
Yes, that was suboptimal.
Yes, exactly. Like he would have got something back, but and probably enough to do the move. But we'll have to see. He's about halfway through. Ina climbing fairly slowly at the moment. She cuts loose again.
But looks like he's getting some handshake hits in between the moves. Getting into the second hard section with the head pinches.
Giorgio back and forth. He's had a bit of a nervy run. Just grabs the tuner with two hands. Hits the right as he adjusts. Bumps the right hand across it.
Ooh, cut loose.
Oh, he's got a squeeze, hasn't he, with those feet?
He's going for the other one. Ooh.
And drops the second of the tuners. Well, a couple of low falls in a row then for this men's route. Interesting, this route really does seem to suit different athletes.
Yes, indeed.
Well, look at that right hand sliding around, but she's back onto a pink hold now. So many cut looses. Looses? Is that a word? Well, I'm going to go with it. But yeah, lots of feet cutting loose. There we go, on the women's route.
Yeah, it seems like the pace, rhythm, and confidence, it's playing a big role in the performance in this round.
Yes, I think that's a really good point, Benjamin, that especially the confidence part of it. Ina was 25th in Chamonix. Would like to improve that a little bit. Lead specialist, no boulder competitions on her resume yet, for senior side of things anyway. Yuval Shemela walks out as Ina rests just before the head wall.
Yeah, it's a lot of resting from Ina.
Yeah, she's into the crimp now. That's the scoreboard on the right. 38 is the high point. She's struggling here. She makes room for the heel, maybe? No, toe.
It seems like she was looking a lot where to go, because you can see in the gaze of her, like looking up and down.
Yeah, she snatched at that black volume with the right hand.
She's still making it through. It's a good thing, good fight.
Tongue sticking out, she crosses under. Oh, and then reverses it, thinking better of it.
She's trying to full cream that right hand. But it seems like she has to drop a bit more her right foot.
She was very high, wasn't it? It was like her head was getting in the way of her arm as she came through.
Yeah, it seems also like the right leg wasn't allowing her to move under the hold.
Oh, Yuval goes statically here.
Playing safe in the first part, Yuval.
Yes, I wonder which one takes up less energy, whether it's just better to launch for it, or because that stretch over your head is a powerful move.
Yeah, I would say for sure it's better to go straight.
Oh, he's got toes in. This man is a ninja warrior hero. He's a big, big celebrity in his home country. That quick draw over the back of his head, just knocking into his ear to remind him to clip it.
Oh, that's a clip. Oh, he's getting to the section that the last two athletes have been struggling a lot.
Yes, and he's, ooh, no problems, just jumped straight for it. Quite a Yuval Shemela move, that, launching up.
Yeah, he's like a powerful lead climber. I remember one of his performances at the European qualifier for the Tokyo Olympics. I don't know if you remember that. It was a crazy fight.
It was a crazy fight, yeah. He had to climb very quickly, if I remember rightly. It was a time limit thing, and yeah, I've never seen that man move faster than that day in Moscow. All right, well, he's underneath an overhang, screaming himself up the wall. Big drop knee in on the left. Wants a toe hook, but had to do an adjustment. Goes for another drop knee. Trying to recover something before these tuners. And what you really don't want when you're pumped is a big wide pinch in the middle of the wall.
Yeah, every micro shake helps a lot during the climbing, for sure. And it helps you to like relax a bit in between all that tension that you have in the lead climbing. That sometimes doesn't look like that because of the athlete moves well, but it feels like a lot of tension more than in bouldering.
All right, well, he is now walking his feet through, crosses under with the left. Meanwhile, Mattia Pozzi, now we mentioned at the beginning, she had a really low slip on her first route of the day. Was visibly upset by it, but what a comeback from her. Climbed high in the second one and into the semi-finals. I don't think even she expected that, but she is on a run of form. 2 finals in a row. Could make another one here.
Yeah, but I think she might be like way more focused now and super psyched to try to get to the finals after the qualification round.
Yeah, sometimes when you get a second chance at things, you know, it pulls you together almost. It snaps. Oh, Yuval falls. I think the feet went, he tried to grab the hands as he fell, but couldn't find it. And Yuval goes down 2 quick draws into the head wall. So we will stick with Mattia Pozzi. She cracks an incredibly high left foot up there with a thwack onto the wall.
Strong step there. Step.
Yeah, super commitment from her. I'm just so impressed with her at the moment. I just, watching her climb is, that confidence thing you mentioned earlier, she's got that at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. It looked like she's moving with a good pace and rhythm. Very confident about what she's doing. And that helps a lot when you have more experience on visualizing and going on site.
Yes, I think a lot of athletes after that early fall would have almost given up, but she battled back and it was so impressive to watch. Okay, she's into the head wall.
She's looking good. Going for the heel.
Yeah, 38 the high point, only 6 athletes gone.
Yeah, it seems like that moves makes you feel a bit nervous because the athletes are always like there looking what to do for a moment.
Well, that right foot is kind of around the corner, easily through the Rose move.
Yeah, as you can see, she dropped the right leg to better position under the left crimp.
All right, up she goes. Great shot to show how shallow that dish is, and as her face pops in, you can see the angle of the wall as well. All right, she stands up tall. This wall ends in a pinnacle at the top.
Yeah, she's moving well, getting into the high point section. Hopefully she will position it well to not have the left foot pop.
Yes, we've seen a lot of that, haven't we? So she's going to have to put it under the rope. Well spotted. And now trust that left foot much rubber down as possible.
Yeah, good execution from Mattea.
That's the last quick draw in. Right, she's got a couple of slopers to go before we might see a top here. Oh,
they will fighting for the last moves.
She's looking good here.
She's going for the top.
Eyes it up, jumps, but no, a slap of the thighs as she comes down, but that was a great performance. I mean, what else can you ask for? I mean, you basically topped the route out.
Yeah, that last left hand looked very sloppy.
Okay, well, as she was climbing, Yuta is underway. He did the jump pretty in a cruisy manner down low, kicks the feet over, he's through the traverse as well. Fast work from him. Yeah, big team Japan here. Lots of athletes into this semi-final. Of course, half the team at the moment is preparing for the Olympics. And we were doing an interview for the World Climbing Club, and Yoshiyuki Ogata was telling me it was quite strange in the Japanese team at the moment, like it was a kind of a team of two halves. Yuta was 28th in Chamonix.
Yeah, it's crazy how big the Japanese team is. Most of them are all good.
Yes.
All of them are good, actually.
Yeah, even when they bring their, like, quote, and I am quoting it in air quotes, because, but the B team along, you know, it's still, they make semi-finals, they make finals, it's just outrageous.
Yeah, it seems like the national level is very competitive and good.
Yeah, well, he's halfway through his route now. Sits down on that right drop knee and then twists in a left drop knee to go up towards the pinch.
There she goes. Cross into the pinches head wall section.
All right, he eyes up the crimp, fingertips only. Managing to get the pinky engaged as well, which you don't usually see actually, like a pinky crimping like that.
Yeah, it's just like a moral support pinky.
Yes. I like that. Moral support pinky. I'm going to steal that one. You can just see down on the bottom left of your screen as well, Juhat Kim underway for South Korea.
This is looking very good. Very strong and fresh, like with a good pace. We'll see how he faces the last section.
Yeah, he swings out left, hits the crimp with the right hand, makes the adjustments. Meanwhile, Juha is starting her journey. Oh, he's got twisted up in the rope here. Oops. Oh, nasty one.
Oh, he still managed to clip that one.
You could see the pump brain kicking in there. He's just desperate to get a foot on without a rope being in the way.
We will see like a big swing and a kick, or oh, nice. Just establish, go for the campus move. Into a sloppy feet as well. And into the last section of the head wall, which is pretty hard.
It was a pretty aggressive move into a bad crimp, that.
Yes, but it was a good attempt.
Yeah,
I think he's going second, right? After, I think so.
Yeah, we'll wait for the score to be updated on that one. The judges input it when the athletes are down, and then we will get the update on our screens. All right, Juha kicking her feet across, starting this cut loose section that we've seen the athletes do.
Yeah, this route looks, you have to go very confident for every move to allow you to move properly in between.
Yeah, she just made semi-finals in Chamonix. She was 26th and very, very young. 17 coming through, part of, well, the Korean team, which again is another one of those teams with so much depth to it.
Yes. I think it's a good chance for them to get more experience in these rounds and to get to know what can improve, like watching the videos after with the coaches or whatever.
Yeah, and at 17, 16, 17, you're trying to learn as much as possible.
Just go taking a big rest. The outline slopers.
Wow, she's horizontal as she chalks up. That massive reaction you heard was for Max Berton, who just walked on. So Juha is about halfway now, nearing the head wall.
Yeah, still a long way to go. It's a big wall, this one.
Yeah, lots of technical climbing to come for her. She just drops that knee to the right to make a bit of space for those hips.
Yeah, it's been a lot of crosses in this round on the men's and women's routes.
Well, she's flagging out right. Makes a match on the pink crimps. And you can just see Max's head there on the bottom right. He's underway, climbing his way up towards the first of the jumps.
Starting with the volumes and the uncomfortable mantle with the spear holds. Oh, he looked very comfortable in a small box.
Yeah, cruisy, isn't he? He is one to watch for the future. Brother of Oriane, of course. Oh, what a fly. That's so much confidence from him. Reaches left. Swings those feet over, kicking, pressing against the wall.
Oh, we see Juha with a different method.
Oh, yeah, she didn't have the range on that. That was a big commitment from her, but she slightly misread it. This is the men's high 40s for our top three, or top two.
48 plus moves and still 3 to go to get the top. So nearly 50 moves on these lead routes.
He loses the feet for a sec, but kicks it under, grabs the undercling, and then bumps that right hand onto a jib.
Oh, he's doing a very clean attempt. Moving very confident.
You just know with Max that it's kind of a matter of time before he gets into a finals. It's coming.
Of course, young gun.
Exactly. He's been climbing, grew up on the Reunion Island with his sister, climbed some very hard boulders at a stupidly young age. He's been coming for a while.
There he goes.
So he's frog squatting on that volume, and he's got that compression with the feet, that squeezing motion down really well. Puts in a heel.
Yeah, he's looking very well. And for the cross moves again.
Good stuff from Max here. Well, he shakes out the hands, crosses through again.
Yeah, he's looking fresh.
Nastia from Ukraine is underway on the bottom left. This young lady also making 2 semi-finals in a row, and again, confidence, I'm going to say it. I'll say it a lot. She's gained it down on the left. But Max is high up on this lead wall, stretching out his arms in a relaxed manner. He looks so chilled.
Yeah, he looks so chill, like he had a lot of gas in the tank.
Oh, as we say that, he pops a foot. That will have sped the heart rate up, but he can luckily sit back down on that right heel.
Yeah, it seems like he got it. He's managing well the stress of that.
All right, hits the pinch, adjust, thumb on the jib.
This move looks hard as well.
Does look hard. He's in 39.40 now, so almost drawing with Martin. That should boost him above Martin. Yes, it does. So 41. Oh, he's going to have to campus this one, which he does. And a high left toe hook, or tried to. He's changed.
Drop knee match. Go keep the tension for the hole.
Well, he hits that pinch. Sorry, the crimp.
Fighting a lot. And still shaking insanely crimpy strength.
Such a bad right hold. He might be going here.
Oh,
He is as he hits
nice.
the left. But 46, a good score from Max Berton.
47. He should have a plus, maybe. I don't know what Topo said.
Yeah, I think that might change a bit. Okay. Well, Nastia is back on here. Anastasia's official name is, so we'll call her that. All right, let's see what she can do. Nice and smooth from the youngster at the moment. She lives in Innsbruck, trains a lot with Nika Potapova.
Yes, that's a good place to live if you're a lead climber.
Yes. Yes, it is. It's one of the best facilities in Europe for that, and you can see that coming in. Nastia makes the clip up high. She's about to hit the head wall section, which means absolutely nothing on this wall, but it gives you an indication of where they're going anyway.
Well, she is having a good attempt so far.
Yeah, smooth with her movements, but the hard cross through Crux is coming. All right, well, we stick with her as she makes the clip. Nice and smooth at the moment. No drama so far. Drops that left hand down. Chalking up with every move here, making sure of it.
Yeah, it's interesting that this brood allows the climbers to shake that much. It's usually more continuous.
Yeah, I'd agree. Oh, Nastia
no.
falls. She did that in stages, sort of laddered her way down as she popped her foot.
Yeah, but maybe that's why we see the other climbers a bit insecure in that section, that the footholds might feel a bit weird there as you're going to the head wall and with the feet on the steep side.
Yeah, really unlucky for her. Well, this is Raviandi, he's a brother of Ravianto, who'll be out next. The two Indonesian climbers qualifying right next to each other in the standings.
Yeah, very strong, these two brothers from Indonesia. Have been doing like constantly semi-finals, I think,
yeah,
and finals at Continental Championship in Asia.
Yes, exactly. This man was 7th in Jakarta for the Asian qualifier. Look at that split. Painful looking move.
It's funny, people love the splits on the lead climbing.
Yeah, it used to be a move we'd see predominantly in the women's side of things, but the men are getting stretchier and stretchier, and if you can do it, it saves you sometimes.
Yeah, no, you have to be very complete on every capacity, the physical capacity you have.
Well, he's got a heel in now, and a sort of a bit of a toe jam almost, pressing against the next hold. Now, oh, what's he doing? Inside flag. Risky.
That was interesting move. That seems that it's working for him.
Yes.
Moving very fast in the middle of the wall on the steepest section.
Yeah, some interesting footwork here from Raviandi. I know there's a film coming of the brothers by one of our talented Obsessed media crew, so I can't wait to see that one about them attempting to climb 8C, I think.
Nice. For sure they can climb 8C. Maybe it's like on-side 8C? Or...
Yeah, maybe it was 8C plus, I can't remember, but I mean, they don't get that many hard routes in Indonesia, of course, so they have to come to Europe and do it, and that's a big commitment. So, but yeah, it just shows. All right, so he's dropping back down to rest. Makes the match on the tune-up, and then another pinch. Bumps that right hand. He's in a bit of trouble here. His elbows are going up. He's trying hard, claws his way onto the hold.
Shaking still with that heel, trying to clip to keep moving forward to the pinches. Yeah, talking about the grades of routes, I've heard that the semi-final route usually goes in between 8C plus and 9A. That's the grade that you have to go, and it's an on-site attempt.
Yep, that's what I've heard as well. And the women's kind of like 8B plus to 8C plus in some cases, so not much difference between.
Now, lead climbing is I think it's a discipline that allows.
But Ravi does fall though on the tuners. Sorry, you were saying, Benjamin.
Yes, I think lead climbing is a discipline that allows. It's more equal, you know, like there is less gap in between men and women, as you can see as the evolution of rock climbing and the great pushing in with the women's gender with men. Like I think 2 years ago I read like a post or something that said like women's are like pushing faster than men the grade.
Interesting.
So it's more likely for them to get the same like grade, like maximum grade in rock climbing as men.
Interesting. We're watching Eva Hamulu here from Austria. He was getting massive encouragement. Oh, she slips down on that volume, head in her hands. She just, I just got it wrong. I mean, we saw some people catch that on the way up, but she really committed to it as a handhold.
Yes, it seemed like it was too high to just catch it as a handhold and going and keep moving. It makes sense if you were with your left hand higher so you can compress a bit more.
Mm-hmm. No, I think you're right. All right, well, we started off with some high tops, or not high tops, but high position on the wall. And from then on, it's been an interesting one, up and down from the athletes.
Now we have Ramadan Ravianto.
Yes, the other brother comes out now. These two almost identical, which occasionally confuses the life out of me. But Ravianto now.
But I think
what's that in his hand? Is that a chalk bag? Yes, it is. It's like a lion's paw chalk bag. I love that. Oh no, it's for his feet. Okay,
it's for his feet,
it's like a mat. There we go. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Okay, well he pulls on underway, gets the high foot up, cruising through the bottom sequence.
Very secure, no nervous at all.
For the women, Natsumi Oda has just approached the wall, so she'll be underway as well. So Ravianto nearing this mantle-like feature. Crosses the hands through, hits the sloper with the left.
Oh, he totally skipped the small G on the volume. Just went through a full mantle into the superior hold. Getting reposition to the jump.
Yeah, easy into that jump, crosses through with the right hand towards the pinches, and there is Natsumi Oda on the left. High with the pinch. Oh, look, another Spitz move. It's like they...
Yeah, for sure they were reading the route together.
Yes, exactly. Identical brothers, identical moves. All right, well, he swings those feet over. Natsumi Oda, meanwhile, is quite slow down low, climbing her way into this route.
I don't know, it's my idea, but it seems like there's every time more generations of brothers in the high level.
Maybe.
You have the Berton siblings, now Ramadan siblings, the Avesu family as well.
Yes, that's true. The Bertons, everyone.
Yeah, the Brooke and Sean Ravo too. Like, Sean doesn't compete, but he's a very strong rock climber.
Yes, he is. Yeah, can you imagine that family? Unbelievable. All right, well, Natsumi Oda swings those feet around. She's been competing since 2022. She was 10th in Chamonix, Gold medal at the Youth World Champs in Seoul, so she's one to look out for. She's just 16 as well. Briançon has rested for quite a long while on this box.
Looks a bit hesitating about what to do after the pinch. So he better take a better rest in between.
Well, she crosses through with the hands. And now, this is where we saw that sort of floating knee bar earlier on.
3 minutes 30 to go, and Briançon is still resting at that section.
Yeah, he's still here, isn't he? He's really come back and forth for a long time.
Hopefully he will get back into fully fresh.
Yeah, long hesitation from him. I'm not sure about this. Bumps the left hand. Manages to stick it though.
Yeah, it's actually a very weird move with the high feet to bump. I think it was better with the pogo, probably.
No, I think you're right. I think one of those moves, the longer you think about it as well, the harder it kind of gets.
Yes, probably it feels more safe at the beginning with the high feet, but then it's like a weird stretch position with the hand and foot at the same height.
Well, he's up into the pinches now, drifts the feet backwards. Natsumi Oda is on that left-hand crimp, high clip before she goes into the head wall. Oh, he only just caught that right hand.
Oh, he's fighting to keep going. He's been climbing for a long time now, 2 minutes 14 seconds in the clock now.
Oh, he's not comfortable dropping that left hand though, and he hasn't made the clip yet. He could be in some trouble here.
Oh, 3 dragging that small crimp.
That's smart with the heel though, I think that saved him.
Yes, but now he has to cross and drop the left foot.
Yeah, he's in trouble. Well, he managed to get the clip in, but I think maybe just resting a bit too long down low caught him out. Look at Oda crossing through.
Nice.
Drops the right hand for a moment. She's getting so much support from Team Japan. You can hear the gumrays coming up from the crowd.
Yes, such a supportive team, they're always screaming at each other.
Wraps the fingers round, stands up, right foot on the jib as she crosses through to the slope with the left hand.
Slope with a pinch and the weird movement. Oh, this is different than the other athletes. With a weird drop knee, I would say.
Yeah.
So it's not like a drop knee, but it's like a small box fit move.
Well, she hits the crimp, shaking out. This is great work from Natsumi Oda. Flicks the right foot under. Oh, just holding on with that right hand. All right, we're nearing the high point here. This is where Mattia was getting to. She hit this right hand though.
The holes get very sloppy to pull on them. Oh.
Well, that was a good effort. That, yeah, second place, 39, just underneath Mattia Potts' 41 plus.
Very good, and almost half of the athletes climbing now.
That's the back of the wall. You can just see the warm-up wall pulled away from the wall itself. And look at that sunset in the background. Gorgeous. Yeah, so the athletes go from a climbing gym that's on a lower level. They come then up to the warm-up area after that. This is Christoph Hanke. He's climbs with Alex Megos an awful lot. Came back from shoulder surgery as well a year or so ago. Eyes up this jump. Oh, sort of a combination of static and dynamic there.
Well, that was a big swing he held, very strong.
He swings the feet over, drops down on that left side pull now. And he's trying to get a knee bar and does get a knee bar.
Got a knee bar.
I didn't see that one. Right knee pressing in as well. Good position for him, but he'll move fairly quickly away from it.
Yeah, this is smart. Maybe a bit early for the rest of the route that you have.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think if it had been higher up, he would have rested there longer, but there's not really much need down low.
Yeah, but actually you don't have like a big rest unless you are good on small creams. As Max Berton, he looked very chill, like resting on those small creams on the wide volumes.
Yeah, Max Berton still in 47th in second. Great work from him. Look at the biceps standing out here as he hits this undercling, comes under. And we can just see Tomono Takao on the women's route. There she is underway. So she rests down low for a moment, adjusting the hands, making the swap, comes up onto the edge of that black volume. Left foot on a jib, right foot smearing.
Goes Christoph, to figure out what to do with the high heel hook.
Well, he gets the clip in on the head wall, hits the tuners. This is where things get physical for the men.
Yeah, he skipped the squeeze movement and the big vertical pinch.
Yeah, that might have allowed him another shake there, but yeah, as you said, didn't use that.
But he's looking very good. Oh, a bike.
That left foot kind of almost pressing against the white volume as well. Quite a smart move there. This is good work from him.
Yeah, he's getting a good balance, a good visualization from the ground.
I think you're right. Tomono, meanwhile, is on the bad foot. She now moves away from it, pressing that left foot, pushing it against the wall as she stabilizes herself, makes some little adjustments with the right foot. So Christoph reaches up to the right crimp, goes left. It was very low on that, didn't quite have the height. Says goodbye to the crowd who are enjoying the party here in Briançon. And if you're just joining us, well, my name is Matt Groom. I'm joined by Benjamin Alonso. And we're nearing the halfway point, the cleaning break in this semi-final. All right, well, framed against that sky, the mountains silhouetted in the background, a beautiful place to go climbing. As she comes up, loses the feet as we'd expect. That's how far she's got to go. It's kind of deceptive here. Just under halfway.
She's looking good. It's interesting how the Japanese climbers have it looks more fluent the way they climb.
Yes, you're totally right. It's something I'm incredibly jealous of, is their style.
Yeah, it's interesting. Most of them, when they fall, it's like they look very solid and then suddenly fall.
You don't see it coming sometimes, do you?
Yeah. But sometimes with the European or more Occidental climbers, it's like they fight for a long time before getting dropped from the road, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
I think a big exception is Taisei Homa. He's very good on fighting.
Oh, yes, he is. He's coming out last, qualified in first.
Yeah, he's one of those climbers that you look at him and it's like, oh, maybe he's going to fall. He's not falling, he's not falling, he's not falling, and make it to the top.
Exactly that. Yeah, I love watching it. It's so much fun. All right, Tomono boosts up, as we've seen everyone do, over that head wall gap. Chalkback very loose on her. A lot of athletes kind of have it a little bit tighter to their body. Obviously in the perfect position for her, but it's a bit unusual, that.
Yeah, that's true, actually. But it seems very comfortable to chalk from that position if you aim it properly.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's something they would have practiced, obviously, but yeah, just one of those geeky things I spotted. Probably just me. Also, I like how the tape matches the chalk bag drawstring. Got to colour coordinate.
We're sure that was intended.
I hope it was.
Just grab the volume with
she
high
nearly
feet.
fell there. It was lucky that left hand was good, if she would have gone.
Should to make the clip before. It's did she miss the clip?
Yeah, she has missed the clip, you're right. So she's gone way past this. And I think she'll realise it when she does this cross through, because she can't continue climbing when she falls. And I think she would have been a bit shocked by the fall because it's a bit further than normal. Yeah, good spot. And Yoshiyuki Ogata is underway down low. He made the jump easily and is quickly through.
Oh, strong. Back squeeze and right hand.
Little tap of the volume there as well with the right hand. All right, well, Yoshiyuki crosses through to the clips here.
Yeah, he probably won't have any problem in these pinches. He's very strong on that kind of grip.
Yeah, here we go on the tuners. Let's see. He's known for his pinch power, this man. Cracks in a heel.
That's a good advantage because he might get some shakes in between.
Yoshiyuki with a high heel to make the crack.
There he goes with a high left heel. Bit different than the other athletes.
And he's getting the gambas too. Right foot smearing on the wall. Up he goes again. Yoshiyuki, not always known for his endurance, this man. So this is actually an impressive climb from him here.
He's doing very well.
Yes, he is.
Good to see him back in semi-finals in lead.
It is good to see him, isn't he? Like, he's one of the more experienced climbers and a great personality to be had as well.
But I think since he was youth, he was making finals in lead as well, right? Boulder and lead.
Big move to come though. Oh, really high, beautifully done. Absolutely nailed that jump with the left hand.
Oh. You get a fast clip. There you go. Now watch out with the feet to not get.
He's got a powerful move to come here though. What's he got in the tank? Cuts loose, feet flicking backwards, up with the left hand.
There he goes for the match. With his high left heels.
We've seen a few people try this. I'm not convinced.
I think Max Breton went for a high left toe hook.
Yeah, and Yoshiyuki falls.
Still a good try.
Very good try from him. Right, one to go on the men's route before we have a cleaning break. Flora Oblasa, there she is. She was our athlete of the week, about a third of the way through this route. 16, made a finals the other week in Chamonix in her second ever World Cup. And she has this personality that's very relaxed. Like, she's at that stage of being sort of 16 and in a semi-finals and finals where she almost doesn't care about the world, you know. It doesn't matter. She's just climbing for herself.
That's great. No pressure at all. Just enjoying climbing.
Yes, exactly that. Like, there's no expectations on her yet, but watch this lady, because there will be expectations in the future, I tell you. Oh, she's got a high right heel in now.
That might be a hard thing to manage sometimes, I think. For example, for me, I started the competitions quite late, my last year of junior. And it might be hard for someone like very strong from the, I don't know, 8 years old. They're always expecting you to be good from the very beginning. Might be a different pressure than just, for example, Janja, who is a master of managing pressure for sure.
Yes. Yes, you're right. I think, oh, she's gone up with this right hander. This is risky from Flora.
She pressed very hard with the feet to get that. Oh, nice.
Yeah, just got it. We've seen Eva fall on a similar move, and they would have read this together, so she's got away with it. Pressing that right leg against the black volume.
Hopefully she won't miss the clip.
Down low, Jordi Poles from France starts his climbing. Yes, hopefully she doesn't miss the clip.
Yeah, but she's making it through very nice.
Yeah, good work from her.
Oh,
Oh, but that was a bit of a mistake. She managed to get the right hand on the sloper to save herself.
Yeah, that pulling position was a bit strange. You know, left leg, left arm. Doesn't make you a lot of stability.
Yeah, well, she's making good progress through the top of this route now. She crosses through to the slopey section. This is a nasty hold, a hard sequence to come.
She go high right feet, pressing a lot to get into the pinch.
So Flora eyeing up the blocked crimp, hits it with the right hand. Will need to get the left foot under the rope and then stand up. Elbows are going up.
Still doing good. Like 3-finger drag on that small crimp.
Oh no, she falls, but that's a high fall from Flora. And we know how high some of the others have got, so there's a lot of athletes to come. So she shakes her head. We'll just have to see. I mean, usually we'd say she'd be at her finals, but on a route like this, we'll have to wait and see. Okay, there is Jordi, last athlete out before the cleaning break, as he crosses through with the right hand and then rests on some straight arms on the box. We saw some athletes spending a lot of time here. He moves quickly through. Goes up with the right hand. See, to me, that kind of looks easier than the left bump.
Yeah, I think it might be very strange when you're there. I think it depends on how much pressure you can put on the right foot.
Yeah, interesting. There's quite a few methods through that sequence. He's wrestling hard, though, with these underclings. Great atmosphere here in the stadium. The crowd is pretty much back to the end of the field. There's a VIP area right next to us. Everyone is right forward, shouting encouragement.
It's quite more crowded now than the beginning. It's getting more fresh, 99 degrees now, and the humidity is getting higher as well.
Yeah. He crosses through, the elbows are going out as he hits the right hand here. Elbows super high. He's over the head wall, he's pressing him with the right foot on
fast
that.
Clip.
No.
Oh, that was a fast clip.
Yeah, he was snatching at it, wasn't he? And as he did that, it was almost too violent and shook himself off the wall.
Always give me like a small heart attack when someone is clipping and then suddenly falls.
Exactly. All right, well, he is done. Or today looks down at his forearm, shakes it out. Rosa Rekar is underway for the women here as the cleaning break goes on the right.
We should go getting into the tip portion of the wall.
Yeah, she's pressing up underneath, a good position to rest in that.
And we're having brushing time for the men's route.
Yes, so we'll lose the men for the moment. And Benjamin, just to let you know, we're going to bring in an interview guest during the cleaning break, swap you out for 10 or so minutes and bring you back in if that's okay. But we'll stick with this for the women's as we finish things off here. We've got Adrian from Team USA coming to join us in the commentary box in a couple of minutes. And in fact, Benjamin, let's say goodbye to you now. We'll bring Adrian in, and I'll see you in about 10 minutes or so when the cleaning break's done. Thank you so much. Go and have a quick rest. I'll see you soon. Okay, so we're sticking here with Rosa Rekar as she comes through, climbing well through the bottom section. Part of Team Slovenia, and we've seen quite a few Slovenian athletes in this semi-final here today. As I mentioned earlier, if you missed it, Janja Garnbret will not be here because of she's getting ready for the Olympics. Resting with the high heels here. Okay, well, welcoming Adrian Clark to the commentary box. We'll talk a little bit more about you and who you are in a second, but hello and welcome.
Thank you.
And we're watching right now Rosa as she comes through, a close view of these clips. Adrian, what do you think of these routes so far?
They look very fun, and yeah, I wish that I got the chance to be on them, but...
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. But right now she's on the head wall, crossing through, and this head wall absolutely enormous in Briançon.
Yeah.
Very long and pretty overhanging as well. Right, she has the right toe drilled in, stands up high. She's got like a toe jamming almost between the two holds here.
She's looking really strong here.
Yeah, she is. This move especially so powerful.
Yeah.
All right, she's got a high left foot now, eyeing up the next clip, rocks up towards that crimp. Powerful shouldery moves.
Yeah, I really enjoy watching that clip because you have to stay super locked into the shoulder.
Yes, you do. You just have to sort of find something there to lock it off and make the next stretch up. Well, she's approaching our high point now as she crosses through with the left arm. Adrian, this sloper looks awful as a series of moves.
From the crowd, it doesn't look as bad, but now being right under it does not look great.
No, and she's struggling with the clip here. I thought there might have been jibs on top of it because it's hard to see on top of it, but there's nothing there.
Yeah.
Just pure slopers. Well, she's made that clip now and is looking composed. Out onto the crimp. And she's nearing the slopers. This has spat a few people off. Has she got a bit of energy? Has she got the skin for this? Stands up tall, makes the last clip.
Looking really good, yeah.
This is fantastic work from Rosa. Oh, but that left foot bobbled and fell, and she's back down to the ground. And she will say goodbye to us, but we'll have to wait and see if that's enough. Now, Adrian, let's first of all talk about the elephant in the room here a little bit, which is Team USA. Confirmed attendance for the event at the venue, but couldn't continue because they missed the deadline for the confirmation. So disappointment, obviously, for you and the team.
Yeah, very disappointing, but it's unfortunate, and it happens, and it hasn't, I don't think, has happened to a different country before, but, I mean, mistakes happen, so, yeah.
Well, that's to let everyone know at home as well what's going on with that situation. But watching this right now, you've been in the crowd, I'm sure. You sense the atmosphere. Tell me what it's like out there.
It's pretty, well, there's a lot of people out there. It's very crowded, and yeah, I think everyone seems excited, and yeah.
And the surroundings itself, I mean, right now we've got this sort of ethereal blue light in the sky as the sun is setting. And this enormous structure sort of stands out. You can see it from quite a while ago, lit by the lights.
It's so, I don't know, when we first arrived, I was like, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful, yeah.
Right, tell me a little bit about yourself, because you're a young athlete coming through onto the scene. So, and I've seen you high up in national competitions, so just tell me a bit about your background, really.
I've been climbing since I was like 7 or 8 years old, yep. And then I first made the US team in 2022, and that was kind of like a year after I joined Team ABC, so that's kind of where I feel like it all, like it took off a little bit for me. And then, yeah, now I am kind of in most of the World Cups, but I actually did not make the US team this year, but still get the opportunity to compete, so that's fun.
Yes, I know there was a bit of controversy surrounding that one as well with gold medal selections. You've had your fair share of controversies overall.
2024.
Yes, it's a year to forget perhaps, but it's been great seeing you in Europe. And also your sister is a comp climber as well.
Yeah, she was in Innsbruck with me actually. I came here on June 18th and we trained together until about like the 29th, and then she went home for youth nationals, and she made both of the both of the finals. So yeah,
So
she's coming up.
What are they feeding you in the Clark family here? I know your dad is a regular on the scene. I see him around a lot.
Yeah.
He kind of travels the world with you guys, supporting you.
Yeah, kind of a whole family thing. Yeah, my mom is actually here with me this time, and he was in China with me. So yeah.
It must be, I always find it interesting when athletes transition sort of from the junior side of things into the senior circuit, and everyone seems to handle that differently.
Yeah.
So what has been your experiences with that transition?
I don't know. It doesn't seem, well, I feel like actually it is pretty big difference. Like when my first year on the circuit, I went back and I did youth, and I was like, oh wow. I kind of enjoyed the adult circuit more. It's less, I almost felt like it was less stressful for some reason.
Really?
I don't know why, but yeah.
Is it because you're sort of maybe expected to win more at a youth side of things? Because you know
Yeah.
you're a big fish maybe in a smaller pond.
Maybe, because I went back and yeah, it was not great, but I think maybe I went into it with like more of an ego as I would have if I was not doing World Cups before going back, which I feel like is to be expected, but yeah, it's good learning on the mental side of things. So.
Absolutely. And I always think there's nothing wrong with a bit of ego as a pro athlete as well,
Yeah.
because I mean, especially this sport, because you're up there on a stage, you're framed in a spotlight.
Yeah.
If you don't have a bit of arrogance, you know, you're going to struggle with confidence.
Yeah, I've been working on gaining more confidence on the lead wall, and yeah. So hopefully Cooper will be a good one. I'm very excited. I was wanting to go to the beach, and that looks like a very beautiful venue.
It's a great beach. It's an
Yeah.
absolute cracker beach. It's one of those beaches where the grass comes down to the sea. You know?
Really?
Yeah. Which I quite like. You don't get sand everywhere at that point. I don't know why we're talking about beaches now on a World Cup competition, but let's go with it. Yeah, so Copper's coming up after the Olympics. And then the Olympics, and we've got to talk about Team USA in the Olympics. We saw Jessie Grouper climbing Chamonix. What's the feeling within the team for those Olympians? There must be a lot of support going on for them.
I don't know. I think Colin winning the gold he was very, I think, pretty surprised, but very excited. And I think going into the Olympics, that must be a very good feeling. So hopefully that's a good confidence boost for him.
Yeah, because it could go either way, couldn't it? I mean, you could compete and do badly, which is going to shake your confidence, but obviously that gold for him would have meant a lot.
It was amazing to watch. We were sitting in the athlete section, and we were like, oh my gosh. Like
He did it, eh?
Yeah.
He did it. And of course, two women you must, I presume, look up to a bit is Natalia and Brooke Rabatu.
For sure. Very good women to look up to and have as role models. So yeah.
It's strange you call them role models. I remember when they were very young and they were looking up to other members of Team USA.
Yeah, I know. And now I'm like friends with them, but still very cool. Like mentors. I talk with Natalia a bit, and she's very good role model to have.
That's good to hear. And are you part of the TC Salt Lake City crew, or where do you live in America?
I live in Denver, Colorado, and I've been trying to get out more to the TC. I was there a little before the World Cup, it was good. I had a very fun time, and so I think when I get home, I'll be planning a few more trips out there, hopefully. So.
Yes, that big facility. We've done a fair amount of filming here in the past at the TC, and of course the World Cup took place at the TC instead of in the park this year, which was cool to see. So your future right now, so what's it looking like? As we go into 25, you said you weren't part of the USA team sort of officially. I presume that's one of the goals for next year is to get on there officially.
Yes, that was the goal this year, but unfortunate situation again. So I'll go home and start back up some training and maybe sit down with my coach and think of new ideas and I don't know.
Come up with a plan B.
Yeah.
And
get back in the mindset of full-on training, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. And would you consider yourself more of a lead climber, more of a boulderer?
Well, I feel like I don't know anymore. I was Like when I was younger, I always loved sport climbing, and that was my thing. And then I was on ABC, and I became more of a boulderer. And now I feel like more of a lead. So we'll see. I don't know if I can choose yet.
Yeah, and I guess you've got to specialise, because I mean, well, no, you don't have to specialise necessarily, because with LA coming up, you know,
Yeah.
there's a lot of talk about 3 medals.
Yeah.
So yeah, you maybe don't have to necessarily
know.
sort of you know, pick boulder and lead together. You could
Yeah.
just be a lead climber now.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I'm like, I feel like right now lead is going better for me, but I can't give up bouldering yet.
And I wanted to ask you a little bit about outdoor climbing, because the background I come from is that. Are
Yeah.
you out on the rocks ever, or is that just not your main focus right now?
Not the main focus right now. I really want to get out, and when I'm home, I kind of have been thinking about rifle. I don't know if you.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Heard of it, but never climbed there.
Yeah, I had a fun trip out there in 2021, I think, but it was more of like a fun friends thing. Now I kind of want to go send something, just find a project, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, when you say project, I'd imagine you're looking at something pretty high up. It's like, it's amazing. I can't wait till all of the comp climbers, in a way. Like, I love watching you comp climb, but I can't
Yeah.
wait for one day when you stop comp climbing and go outdoor climbing. You know, someone like Yanya, for example, when we see her climb on rock.
I know, it's crazy. It's like, I think, what did she just do recently?
She did an 8C or 8C plus, I can't remember, like
Yeah.
twice, because apparently
Yeah.
someone wasn't filming it properly the first time.
Yeah, I think the video wasn't perfect or
Yeah.
something.
Which is like such a classic Yanya thing to do as
Yeah.
well. I can imagine that conversation which went on, and she was like, right, I'll just do it again.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
And probably easier the second time knowing everything to do. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, I think the cleaning break for the men is pretty much done now. Well, Adrian, I know this was a sort of an impromptu interview,
Yeah.
but I like to get new people so we can sort of discover things about you. Could you shout out, do you want to sort of promote Instagram and social media and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, my Instagram's Adrian Nikiko. Yeah. I don't really have any other social media platforms that I'm on consistently, but yeah, I am on there quite a bit. I haven't kept up with my reels as I've been lead climbing more, but
You say you don't have time for a full-time social media career as well as a full-time professional rock climbing career. Unbelievable. All right, well, thank you so much for joining me here today.
Yeah.
Best of luck for the rest of the season. It was a shame we didn't get to see Team
Yeah.
USA here this week,
Yeah.
but I know there'll be lots of climbing in the future.
yeah,
So,
we should all be in Cooper. We hope, yeah, so
okay, well, enjoy the beach as well as
Yeah.
the climbing, and we'll see you very soon. Thank you for joining me.
thank you so much for having me.
Right, well, next athlete is underway. Lucia Tarkas is on the wall, climbing her way through the first couple of draws. Cleaning break over now. So another couple of athletes, or quite a few athletes to go before we decide and find out who our top 8 are going to be. And if you're just joining us, this is the lead semi-final. The athletes having competed earlier on this morning to get to this stage. They got a couple of hours of break, came back, and now they have to perform in front of this pretty large crowd. And we're joined by Benjamin Alonso back in the commentary box after your break. And Benjamin, good to see Lucia in another semi-final.
Yeah, good to see her. She's been at the team for, I don't know if a long time, but she has been constantly in the Slovenian team for sure. She has a lot to show in these World Cups. Looks like a very strong climber.
Yeah, she does. She was training in the TC. We're talking about that with Adrian. a regular there, well, not a regular, but she was there in Salt Lake for quite about a week afterwards. And then on the right-hand side, Mototaka Shizi from Japan is underway, having a little bit of trouble as he wrestles his way around this mantle.
Yeah, it doesn't look as comfortable as some of the other athletes who cruise to that section, but he's managing well anyways.
It is awkward, isn't it? I mean, that volume is a big one. He eyes up the jump, almost went for it, reset, had a couple of little shakes here. He's not happy with the right foot, but manages to kick those legs back to keep him in. And then, yeah, you can see it's the changing body language. I think he just wanted that jump out of the way so he could get on with it.
It's like he's okay, now he's the lead climbing starts now. The beginning of the route looks like a very annoying boulder.
It's like two different athletes, isn't it? He's completely different now that's done. And Tsiatakis is just past the high clip position. You can see those crosses.
High heel.
Yeah, sits down on that right heel, trusts it. It is a good heel. It's kind of a better hold for your heel than it is your hand, that one. Drops the right leg under and crosses the arms through.
He's looking for every position to check a bit and get some chalk on his hands.
He's got another bit of a launch. We've seen a few people hesitate here, go back and forth. He goes with the right hand as well, with the high right foot.
Yeah, it seems he had no option to hesitate, that he cut loose and his feet were quite away from the holds. Not as the tallest climber that were there for a longer period of time.
Yeah, well, he kicks the feet through now. Tsiatakis, meanwhile, is cruising as she's halfway through. He wrestles his way under this super close shot, showing how this is a pretty calm expression on the wall.
Yeah, it's just going a bit slow, maybe, almost. 3 minutes now. 3 minutes, 20 seconds. Getting into the head wall.
Yeah, we can't show a clock for the semi-finals. We will keep an eye on it for you, but no one coming close to timing out so far. Isia is crossing underneath onto a crimp. She'll get those fingers engaged, and then the right hand palming onto the surface. A bit of a shake as she finds a left foot and bumps up with the right hand, makes some adjustments.
They are both climbers at the same height, the wall. Getting into the head wall.
All right, Alicia with her tongue sticking out in concentration here as she tries to figure out the moves. Goes for a very risky high right heel hook here.
I think she might go for the volume now. Oh, she's got a knee bar.
Wow, she rocks up on that right leg from very low to stand up and snatches to a volume. Mototaka is on the head wall, another high heel. He loves this move. Crosses all the way over with the left hand and then will shake out again.
Goes, get a bit of position for the right hand.
Yeah, well, that's the traverse to the right. It's the farthest right he'll go on this wall. From here on, it's all left traverse for the Japanese athlete. You see it all bobbled her foot there for a sec. She managed to save it, arms shaking, crosses through. Full commitment required. And then calm as she finishes off the sequence.
Well, both athletes have the last sequence on the head wall. That's the most, how you say it? Not powerful, but probably the hardest section of the route is getting closer to the top, as we can see. It's a good way to split the field in between athletes as well.
Yeah, that tongue has barely left the front of her face there. Real concentration.
Very focused.
All right, she's on the women's crux sequence here. This traverse over on the sloper. Easy does it with the hands as she eyes up the right hold, gets a heel in. She hasn't made the clip yet either. And she's probably gone too far now to get that.
Oof.
And this is a monster fall if she's going to take this.
Oh, yeah, she's going to take a...
It's a big one.
It's a big run out.
Oh, I'm nervous for her. Hits
Probably
the right hand.
she would try to clip now, and I don't think so. She's going for the plus.
Oh, this is going to be a big one. It is an enormous fall back down to the ground. So calm with that one. I think I was far more nervous than she would be. All right, well, we're sticking with Mototaka. Oh, and he falls as well. I should just say, by the way, I'm not nervous because of a safety thing. I'm nervous because if I was in her position, I would be eyeing up that swing with a bit of dread. But
yes,
she was safe.
Big fall. Yeah, but better to have a big fall, get into the head wall, sorry, for the top than at the beginning of the route, for sure.
Absolutely. Well, she's down. Good fight from Lucia Tarkas there. All right. Well, first athlete's down after the cleaning break. And Benjamin, explain a cleaning break a little bit, because it's a bit odd for people who don't understand the sports.
Yes.
So why do they clean the holds?
So as the athletes keep climbing, the holes get with more chalk and rubber from the shoes. So it can be a bit disadvantage if the holes are like too, like not clean. It can affect on friction, and somehow like you're most likely to have a slip or stuff like that. Like, so the route setters and the organization does a clean hold break to have like a more fair feel for all athletes.
Yeah, we don't have it in finals because there's less athletes, but when there's this many touching the holds, we want it to be equal for all. Okay, Alexandra Totkova looks up at the wall for a long time. She has 40 seconds to reread the route before she has to get underway. And she's one of those, you mentioned Taisei Homa being a fighter on the wall.
Yes.
So is Alexandra Totkova.
Yeah, she has incredible endurance.
And I know she's struggled a bit mentally recently in the last couple of years, but she's really come back in the last few comps, and she's once again one to watch here. A bit shorter than the other athletes, has to find her own unique sequences through things.
Sebastian Halinke on the men's side with Alex from Bulgaria on the left side. On the
Yes, Sebastian's just walked on the right, so he's on for the men's route. So Alexander, quite quick down low through the crimps, which actually are very good holds.
Yeah, it looks quite okay.
Well, there is Sebastian, come back from 3 surgeries. He's recently had a meniscus surgery. And we actually interviewed him for the World Climbing Club in our grid walk sequence that we do. And he was saying, I'm not sure if I've made it through, but clearly he did and is back with a bang. Lovely to have him back on the circuit.
Yeah, he has been competing for a long time, right?
He has. Some say that mohawk never grows, it just stays the same. It's just a rumor. And a really real character. It's great to have him back.
Yeah, keeping this style there.
Exactly. Alexandra Totkova in the background stands up on a slightly dodgy left foot here. She's got to commit hard to this next sequence, which she does with a boost.
Oh,
and a little kick over. Oh, look at that move from Sebastian.
Like pressing on the left texture.
Yeah, like a little dino to get back into position. And now with a high left heel. Kicks the feet through and will stand on that, will sit really on that right foot, pushing against the wall, and a little flick to get the right hand engaged. Meanwhile, on the left, Alexander rests on the heel.
There he goes, like a small box position to move into the next moves. There's a lot of movement in the sequence at the beginning of the steep wall. It's interesting how you can, if you don't execute it well, you get tired so fast.
Yeah, I think that's what both routes actually are all about, is just sort of keeping the pump at bay.
Yes, also if you look at from the spectator side, they look intimidating with all the big volumes and the big wall.
Yeah, it does. I thought the same thing when I walked in. I was like, ooh, that's some tough routes there.
Yes, I think that's an interesting part of route setting. Like sometimes to look intimidating, it already gives you a predisposition on how the route will be and how are you feeling about it.
Yes, it's like an instinct thing when you see it, isn't it? Just like you know if it's a toughie.
Yes.
All right, well, he's underneath now. It took a while to shake out. Alexandra Totkova is quick with her foot movement as she comes up towards the head wall.
Yeah, both climbers progressing very well at a good pace. Looking very confident on their climbs.
Yeah, 3:30 for Sebastian, coming up to 3 minutes for Alexandra. Sebastian onto the pinches. Where do you go? Do you go low? Do you go in the middle? Most of the chalk's in the middle, but he's going pretty low with the right hand.
Yeah, it looks a bit more narrow on the low side of the pinch.
Yeah, it's a bit easier to grab maybe, but then less friction, I guess. So it's a bit of a balancing act.
Yeah, for sure.
Alexandra Kotkova, how is she going to do this? Because all you see attackers with a super high right foot and then into that volume. She's gone for the heel, changed it to toe.
Trying to figure out what to do. But as we know, she's very good at just waiting and shaking until she gets the solution with crazy endurance.
Yeah, she can hang on forever. Oh, she's going back and forth here. Sebastian's got good endurance too, and he's hanging off now. Just 2 points of contact, that right foot dangling in space as he comes up with the left hand onto the side pull. Keep an eye on the left and see how Alexandra can work this out, because she's been here for a while.
Yeah, she's been there for a while. Just go with the one. There you go.
Commits to the left this time. This looks like the safer way to do it for me. Big move though.
Yeah, she skipped the volume. Oh no, there you go.
Oh. Thing is, there's so much chalk all over that thing. You don't get much of a hint about where to go. Sebastian looking very good here.
Yeah, he's looking very fresh, strong. He's going for the campus build now.
Oh,
but this section gets way harder. Like a bouldery with bad holes.
Yeah, ramps it up a gear, doesn't it? And he's through, snatches left.
As you can see, as also the foot is like more vertical and slippery.
Yeah, he popped a foot, and then I think yeah, so many emotions just went through his face that. Well, Alexandra Totkova presses her body against the wall. The overhang still steep, high up on the wall as she comes into a fingery right side pull. Gets an awkward looking clip in.
There she go, Alex, getting to the last section of the wall. She got the clip before, so she now have to move quickly from that pinch, get the position from the foothold and not get a slip.
Oh, she's resting high up on the wall. Trust the feet though, we've seen a few foot pops around here now.
Looking good, now getting to the slopers. Shaking a bit.
Oh, she's going to drag the clip up before she makes these moves. Has she got anything left in those arms? Left hand up to the sloper, gets the right foot in. Oh, nearly slipped. She carries on.
She's fighting, you can see it on her face.
You could see the clock was ticking on her time there. Well, Mattia Pozzi still leading the way with 41 plus. We go down to our top 8 there, you can see. Good fight from Alexandra Totkova. With quite a few athletes to go still, so still fighting here. Just 8 will move through. Alexandra breathing hard. It's quite cool here now in the stadium.
Yeah, it's getting colder now, and it's like a fresh wind coming too.
Yeah, you're sitting here in shorts and t-shirt. I don't know how you're doing it.
Enjoying the summer. I will go back to winter now.
I made that mistake last night during the speed. I only brought shorts and a t-shirt. Tonight I have a jumper. I'm ready. All right, Alexandra Totkova waves goodbye to the crowd. She will leave the stage. And we will reset for our next 2 athletes. It's been a bit of a break for the men's, actually. But we're waiting for Kibyom Kwon to come on for Korea. And for the women, Lana Skusek. There is Kwon as he comes on across the stage. Young man, just 16. Another up-and-comer. I don't know what's happened with the youth at the moment. It's unreal how many climbers are coming through. So he's 17, apologies. He was 16, now 17.
Nice, he's still very young.
Very young. All right, well, he's looking at these first opening moves, rereading the sequences. Lana Skusek comes in the background. Kwon looks around the corner, reminding himself of the sequence in the middle after the jump.
Kwon Kibyom, the only Korean in the semifinals tonight, right? For the
yeah,
men's.
true for the men, yeah.
For the men, yeah.
Yeah, Do-Hyun Lee, his teammate, qualified during the OQS for the Olympics. And he is a spectacular climber, one to watch. Right, Lana takes the glasses off, puts them on the ground. She's almost ready to get underway. Kwon pulls on, meanwhile, through the first move. And quick climbing down low, really committing to those slopers. Pretty aggressive foot movement. I think I would have been a little bit more delicate on that.
Yeah, he looks very confident in that kind of movement, so I think it will work for him. It's like rushing a bit though.
Milana gets a high heel and
Getting ready for the jump.
oh, that was close. That was a bit wild from him, wasn't it?
Yeah, but fast reaction.
Well, he's got a toe in now, so he'll be able to reset a little bit after that moment.
That was a very strange move.
All right, well, he swings over. Managed to style it out quite impressively, though. Lana reaching above her head, making the long clip. And the reason that those blue crosses are there is because there's quite a distance between the quick draws, and they're quite long, that one by the blue clip, and it would be ground full potential if you didn't clip it from that position and then fell.
Yes, exactly. So it's the way that the route setters keep the security during the round, and we have no accidents.
Yeah, exactly. You want to avoid that one. So Kwon floated himself through what is a far more difficult move than he made it look.
Very easy. Yeah, he's going fast through the first section.
Yeah,
Way more
speeding.
straightforward. Like a lot of heels, just moving as fast as he can.
Yeah, of course, got to be careful not to rush, not to make a mistake. It's such a balancing act between going quickly enough to ward off the pump, but slow enough so you don't make mistakes.
Yes, I think some athletes have different rhythms for sure. Some likes to climb faster and they feel more comfortable in it, and some others prefer to go like slow and take their time. I remember hearing once to Kara, and she went like, "Oh yeah, I can't believe how people can climb so fast. I just can't." So yeah, I think it's a part of the style of every athlete.
All right, well, she's got a high right heel and rocks up into a pocket. Team Slovenia is one of those other teams where they're so up and coming through.
Yes.
I mean, not up and coming, they're established, but they've got so much depth, I should say.
It's a good team. That means a lot for they're doing like a great work for the development and not just like financial and like an individual good climber.
Yeah, kind of role models, I think,
Yes.
for the for the climbing world. All right, well, she's in a good position on that little metal. That cross-through move was done well. Kwon as well has climbed after that moment down low. He's really managed to recover himself well.
Yeah, he's looking very good. Getting ready for the hard section. Going for the campus move now. Might be.
Yeah, what do you think? Campus or swing the feet out? There's a few options, aren't there?
Yeah, it seems like campus for him.
Oh,
Yeah, kind of trying to keep the feet in that small back position as he's a bit shorter.
yeah, stretch that left foot,
Oh.
bumps left. That was a big old move when you're stretched out like that.
Yes, that last pinch looks quite miserable to just match it at that point of the route.
I like that miserable, it's a good way to describe it. You hear that scream as well from Lana Skusek. Really power screaming, motivating herself to keep pushing through these moves. Adjustments with the fingers, wraps the palm in.
Fighting a lot in that section.
Oh, she hit the blocker with the right hand.
Yes, she aimed to the block. Every move counts there.
Yeah, quite far to the left on that as well. That was a good fight from her, you've got to say.
Yeah, of course, good fight. But the women's route looks like the last section is very, very important. Like every move counts a lot now.
Yeah, it sort of builds and builds and builds, and then it just unleashes itself upon the athletes, and it just is really how much have you saved, how much energy is in the tank for those last few moves. Okay, we move forward again. Camilla Pouget will come out for France, so expect a big reaction. Then Ao Yurikuza from Japan. There he is, walking across the stage.
So we start with the top 10 athletes from the qualification.
Yeah, and we are, you know, Mattia Pozzi, for example, who climbed earlier on, she's on the high point now. But really, this top 10, when you look at the names there, they are the names you'd expect to make it through to the final. But yeah, anything can happen. We'll see. I'm just sort of teasing it a bit. Well, there is Camilla Puget, looking happy to be out there in front of this crowd. And listen to that reaction. You can see the smile on her face when she heard the crowd sound. Do you ever, like, do you hear when you personally are climbing, do you hear the crowd, or do you filter it out?
It depends on how focused I am. When I'm doing a good competition, I don't hear anything.
So when you're in a flow state,
yes.
Nothing affects you?
Yeah,
okay.
I can hear anything.
Well, he kind of punched the volume almost on the way out when he dragged the clip through. He's approaching this awkward mantle, is our Yurakuza.
Yeah, it's interesting how the qualifying athletes can... I mean, in lead it's maybe different than bouldering. Like if you go last on... You qualify last on bouldering, you can still make it finals if the run suits you. Yeah. But it seems like lead is more like... I don't know if level related, it's properly like a good concept. But it's kind of more weird to have these outliers that qualify last and then get into the finals in first position, for example.
No, I agree with you. It does seem that way. I'm sure some stat people out there could tell us otherwise, but we'll ignore them for the time being. So Camille reaches up into the pocket, goes left, hits the undercling sideboard thing as she kicks the left foot out. So Al got through the jump nice and smoothly. He made the traverse look good. Now he's got this physical sequence of move, which, and again, you know, it's probably going to fall off now as I say this, but we're seeing these last few making this look a bit easier than the others have. Certainly less hesitation in the move.
Yes, you can see also the experience through them, I think. Also, people who have played most semifinals have more experience on rhythm, on how to read the routes, and the state they need to perform well. Sometimes when it's your first time, it's like, okay, this is kind of new. So you're trying to figure out how to do it properly, and with the years and with the competitions, for sure, it gets better.
Yeah, almost less thinking needed, you know, you just execute the moves.
Yes, yeah, more automatic process.
Yeah.
And you have a plan and you can execute it more easily.
We can see the socks in the shoes. We won't start that debate right now, but I know there's a lot of feeling whether you should or shouldn't wear socks. I'm non-socks personally, but that's just me.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, it's a free world, whatever can do whatever he wants.
Hey, are you telling me you're a socks person? Is this what you're trying to say?
Nah, okay. I'm not a socks person.
Thank goodness for that, we can still be friends. So Camille is resting now with a high toe hook. Ao Yurakuza is looking fresh so far. Adjust the foot on the jibs.
Yeah, looking very fresh in those small crimps.
Yeah, we know what's to come though, some hard moves. Crosses to a side pull. Chalks up. Camille getting huge support, especially from the VIP area, which is right behind us, if you can hear those shouts. All right, so she's over the head wall now. Big commitment needed on the sequence. How is she going to do it? Left hand up, or is she going to go for the high right foot? Oh, she goes for the volume.
Yeah, it looks like she's recomposing on every move. Like at the beginning, she was hesitating more, and now it looks more confident, climbing more flowy, and like getting a better state, I would say. So the shakes and the rest might be beneficial for her. And she's going for the rose move.
Oh.
Executing well. Ooh.
Rolls through that shoulder and drops down and immediately checks the time as well. She has got plenty of it, 2:20 on the clock for her.
You can see Ao struggling with the, not struggling, just shaking, taking his time before the last Crux section.
He's going to have to release that heel somehow though, and now he does. Yeah, if he had gone for the move of the heel in, I think it would have spun him off in a big barn door.
I think he's just going for it.
Oh no. Yes, suddenly resting on that heel didn't seem to help him particularly, and he does come down now.
I think the problem there was he was too low on his feet, and most of the athletes that made it on campus, they were like one hand, then kick on the same line as the hand to get closer, and doesn't have like this whole swing from the legs, you know, from down low.
Camille is being cheered on and is doing, oh no, the foot pops.
Foot pop.
That black volume has caused heartbreak here in the semi-final.
They did a good attempt. She recomposed very well during the try. That's a good thing.
Yeah, well, she's back down now as well, looks up at the wall. Both athletes just checking, as they tend to do, staring back up. What do you, when you come down, do you look back at the wall like that? What are you thinking of?
Yeah, sometimes you realize that you missed the beta, and it's like, oh, it was obviously this way or not this way. So you stay there like, thinking like, I don't know if that was right or maybe I was wrong. So, and sometimes it's like, oh, I'm not that pumped. Maybe I could have, you know, go further. Everybody has a different thinkings about that. But usually when I look back, it's like because I'm not very happy with what I've done.
Yeah, and it must be a strange one because you're like, did I make a mistake or am I just not strong enough on the move, or did, you know, it's hard. And I suppose only when you go back and talk to the other athletes or watch the replays, you know what you did wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, and sometimes like, oh, that was good, that was bad, I don't know, but these have these points and I felt good in this and that. So it's like a small auto feedback just after the climbing, I guess.
All right, well, Philipp Schenk is next from Italy. And for the women, Helene Janicourt will come out and get a big old reaction. She's competed in the OQS recently, and there she is as she walks onto the stage. Philipp Schenk meanwhile approaches. There is Helene. Yeah, struggled. Well, not struggled at the OQS, did pretty well, but didn't manage to get a place.
Yeah, the OQS was, I think, a very hard mentally, with a lot of pressure, and I love to be playing, you know, the last ticket for the Olympics, the last chance, and it was like 2 opportunities, but you have half of the points on one. So if you do well on one, it doesn't, you know, give you the exact thing like, oh, okay, I beat finals on this one, and the next one you cannot even make it through semis, and that's it, you know. So it can be hard.
Yeah, it was a tough one for everyone. They can put that behind them now, just enjoy the climbing a bit. So Helene crosses through into the crimps. She's underway. Philipp Schenk has a right heel in. Now does this mantly move. He's going to go up with the right hand and then snatch in with the left. Wants to just be careful of that move. No one's fallen so far on it. In fact, no one's dropped the jump yet.
Yeah.
Oh, that was an effort. You heard that.
But yeah, I think talking again about the OQS, also most of the athletes that compete at the OQS in Budapest, they were on the list for Innsbruck, and they dropped at the last minute. And it makes a lot of sense. I mean, after all that emotional and stress, you might need a little break in between comps.
Yeah, there was some athletes telling me they were just exhausted, especially for the boulder round. Some seemed to have recovered a bit by lead, but yeah, it was a tough one for some.
Yes.
All right, Helene looks towards the blind pocket. She'll know it's there, and as you said earlier, it's a good hold to get. She's easily into it. Philipp, meanwhile, sits down on that left foot, crosses through. You can hear his breathing as he got after that jump. You can almost feel the nerves being settled down after he'd done it.
This is attempting a bit of some athletes we saw before. Oh, it just goes straight to the superior.
He launched for it, didn't he? Pure power from Philipp Schenk. He's a powerful climber, though.
Yes, he is.
I think in the past I'd say he's more of a boulderer, but seems to have sort of evened out his game a bit.
Yeah, I think he also won World Youth Championships lead and boulder, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think sometimes there are some climbers that are just good climbers, and they get better depending on how much time they spend on each discipline.
Yes, I think you're right, actually, yes. Some just adapt really easily, and you can see them. Some, you know, when we have a more traditional season where there's boulder at the beginning and then league comes in, sometimes it takes athletes a couple of comps to settle in, whereas others just seem to make that transition really easily.
Yes. And also of course, you need more time to train both disciplines. and everybody have their lives. Not every athlete is a full-time professional athlete. Some of them study, some of them have more problems with the study, or like with more stressing careers or whatever. So I think it's a lot of depending on the person as well.
Helen is going, well, tried to go for the risky high heel there. She changed her mind and goes left. Philip is cut loose. Oh, that was a save.
Yeah, he's fighting so much. Start shaking.
He can't make the clip. He's too pumped. He's trying to get something back. Can he with that? It's a really awkward clip with the draw swinging around. Helen crosses through in the background with the rose move. It's suddenly all go here. Reaches up with the right hand for Philip Schenk.
He can, he's slipping again. He might get some power back.
No. Oh, that right foot wasn't quite on. It was right on the edge of the hold where the no text is.
Yes. You can hear it like slipping from here.
Oh, he's breathing hard. Helen, meanwhile, has crossed through and rotates around. Tough move there. Real gritty bit of climbing from her. And she's speedy as well. 2:25 on the clock. Rocks up, getting massive support.
Yeah, she has so much experience. Probably she has a good plan to face the last part. I think that's very interesting with experienced climbers, that they know what to do at each circumstance.
Yeah, she tried to go for a clip there. She stood up and changed her mind. She's on the slope, but she's really having to work. Top 8, Camille 36 plus is where she's aiming for. She's down in 12th at the moment with 35. Has a heel in, but hasn't got that clip in yet, so she doesn't want to go too much further to the right. She's going just for points, I think.
Everything.
Oh, but this is where it gets tricky, doesn't it? Because now you've got to reach all the way down.
She's going for the clip. Oh, big fall from her.
I do think she should have done that clip maybe slightly before. I think she thought she was going to fall and then had that classic thing of you do the move and then you've got to figure out the clip. Disappointment from Helen. MC in the background there, next to our commentary box. Actually, keep getting a glimpse of us if you're watching out for me and Benjamin here. We keep appearing sort of fuzzed out in the background. All right, Helen will leave the stage. And a bit of a legend has just pulled onto the wall on the bottom right of your screen. Stefano Ghisolfi is underway. There he is. The one thing I asked him in a little interview was, why aren't you in Flatanger? Because I was pretty sure that his plan was to go and try to climb Silence. Apparently, after this, he's going. So this could be the last time we see Stefano on a World Cup stage for a while.
Yeah, that's training before Silence.
It's crazy, isn't it? It'll be easy after these routes.
Yeah, he has so much endurance. I think he can do very well in this one for sure.
I think so too. This route might suit him. He's got to do this jump though first. He's going to go for this kind of semi-jump and he sticks it. Good work.
Yeah, it seems like a jump he suits him as well. He was in Briançon as well in the last, in the old wall where he almost fell and did a crazy compression into
the Spider-Man move.
Yeah,
it went
exactly.
a bit viral, that one.
Yes.
Yeah. He should reshare that on his Instagram at some point. That went absolutely crazy at one point. He just grabbed a box and sort of pressed. No one could believe he was still on.
That was crazy. It was like almost glue on his hands.
Yeah. Well, Natsuki Tani uses some quite complicated beta through the bottom section, which is in now and established. Natsuki, another one with endurance for days.
Oh, she clipped well, or she was on?
Oh yes. What has she done there? She Z-clipped it? No, she's okay.
No, I think she's okay. Yeah.
It
looked like that.
It did look for a moment. It was kind of blocked by her body. She's all good though. And keep on climbing. Stefano makes the jump into the undercling now. Some physical moves to come. He was second recently in the Italian Nationals.
Yes, that was like 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah, just before Chamonix. He's got a big YouTube channel as well, so if you're into climbing videos, go and check out his YouTube channel. It's a good one.
It's interesting to have a national competition in between 2 World Cups.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
That's a packed season.
Yeah, it's a busy one. I think the Olympics has, put a bit of a spanner in the works for our scheduling issues. All right, Natsuki Dani. This route could really suit her. She's not great. Oh, no, she slips very, very low. As I said, it might suit her. And she's kind of got a smile. I mean, it's not a smile. No, sorry. Yeah, it's super disappointing. I thought she was laughing her way through it. Oh, it just happens sometimes, doesn't it? And there's not a lot you can do or say about that. But Natsuki Dani, in early fall, composes herself. Stefano Gasolfi, meanwhile, is on the tuners. Well, through the tuners, really.
Yeah, it can be very frustrating and hard for athletes to fall like that and get a mistake. Because you prepare so much, put so much work, and then just a slip or a bad aiming, and that's it. But that's the game, it's the same for everybody.
Yeah, well, Stefano has got the clip in, comes up with the right hand, slips down on it a little. He is deep in this route now, but he's on the crux.
And he's going for the crimp.
All right, what do you think, Ben? Campus? Campus swing?
Yeah, I think he will go left and then match.
Yeah. He's trying to find a foot. Oh, interesting.
Oh, looks very uncomfortable.
Oh, no! That was risky, and it was risky. Oh, I think
he's trying to maintain the foot.
Oh, that was a brilliant bit of heel hooking there to save him. But no, he loses the foot. Wow, well, he almost repeated the old Briançon magic there of sticking onto a wall. Awesome stuff for Stefano Gasolfi. But that leaves him in 7th, but there's some big names to come. 7 athletes to go for the men. Okay, Lynn van der Meer underway from the Netherlands. She just made her way into semi-finals last week, higher positioning this time.
It looked like the men's route gets very bouldery in the top section. It's like a big switch.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? So it suddenly changes. That traverse, you can see it then, it's much longer on that screen than it looks kind of when they're on it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Lynn, what can you do here? Love to make a finals, had a great position here. Onto that nasty looking right hand crimp. Onto the undercling now. Not totally happy with that pocket, quite a few adjustments made with it. Still adjusting.
Yeah, humidity, it's increasing right now. We're 51%.
Wow.
And we begin the round with like 20?
Yeah, 25 I think it was.
25, yeah.
Yeah, it's really changed. It doesn't feel particularly humid, but it's a bit warmer than it was earlier on. Benjamin's still in a t-shirt and shorts next to me, the Iron Man of commentating.
Yeah, as I said, I'm just enjoying the summer. Just before getting back to the winter and the cold in Chile now.
So Lynn stretches out, trying to shake that hand. A little bit of a different approach from Lynn. A lot of the women climbing pretty quickly through the bottom section. Lynn is taking her time here.
Yeah, she's like looking very calm there.
Yeah, calm. I mean, it's always interesting to see which athletes recovered from a qualifying run, because there's 2 routes they do this morning, so sometimes they're a bit more pumped. So she looks a little pumped to me. Something about the way she's moving is a bit awkward.
Yeah, sometimes sometimes you feel good, not pumped, but the way you're moving, it's also affected by how confident you feel on the route.
And Thies van der Crest jumps his way through the first 3 clips easily in now, and he's got this awkward mantle to do. His teammate Hannes van Dyssen not here either this weekend.
He's getting ready for the Olympics as well.
Yep. Yeah, so many athletes right now will be packing, getting themselves ready, because although climbing itself doesn't start until a few days into August, a lot of them, well, everyone pretty much, we're going for the opening ceremony and all that.
Oh, he's going statically to the first hole.
Oh, and pulled it off. Lynn is
quite tall.
Still here, you know, she's still not many moves through.
Yeah, also the route allows you to do that, so maybe she's trying to get the more rest as she can.
Yeah, there are, as we said earlier, there's lots of resting positions here.
Yes.
Another splits move there from Tees.
But I think now she might go fast. She might go fast in this section now. So maybe that's the last handshakes and get into the speeding.
Yeah, she's got 2.5 minutes on the clock. Checks that now. So it is time.
There he goes, almost static.
I love that move, the way they kind of freeze in the air with the body tension to hold it.
Yeah, it's a good move. And this is one of the tallest climbers of the round.
Yeah, you can see he's a big, big man out there, sort of making this route look a bit small.
Yeah.
Lynn has fought her way through. Rose move to come, looks comfortable.
Yes, but she clipped the one.
She's got 1:40, checks the clock.
Looking for the time, going very slow, trying to shake at every move. Seems like she got the strategy from the ground that it's gonna be like that. It's not doing any improvisation there.
Yes, I think you're right. I think she's made the decision to go slow and steady here, and it's so far paying off. I mean, she's not going to get timed out.
Yeah, and if it's working, she will.
Tees is in trouble. Just got that right foot in on time. Oh, look, just 3 fingers. Yeah, he's gone. It suddenly all went wrong for him pretty quick. And Tees come down to the ground. It's suddenly very quickly he got pumped. Lynn
She's fighting a lot. You can hear her screaming.
She's got less than a minute now, you know, so time is a bit of a factor. Pop the foot. Oh, and a big fall down. Whew. It's interesting, it doesn't seem to matter what tactic you use, everyone seems to get to the same place, you know, fast or slow.
Yeah, exactly. That's I think that happens a lot when the route changes abruptly in intensity.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's shocking, like you're feeling like, okay, I can shake, I can keep moving slow, and then it's too hard. It's like, okay, I can keep moving slow, but I can't go fast because it's too hard now, and I'm pumped.
Well, that's our top 8 we're looking on the screen. Hélène Janicourt down in 8th in the danger spot. Mattia leading the way. Sunniva came really early. Good score with her in 11th with 36 plus. She was the first athlete out.
Yes, that's a good position.
Yeah, very good. And then these are the climbers left. And so no score so far.
And she was climbing very well at the beginning. It was such a shame that she slipped.
Mm. Yes, I agree.
Yeah, she was looking fresh.
Yeah. Jonas Utelli comes out onto the mats. We passed him in isolation during the quarterfinals. He was talking to his teammate Dimitri, and he was looking disappointed, and you know, he was through, and I said, why is he disappointed? Dimitri just said, well, he didn't finish the route, so of course he's disappointed. And I think that's his attitude, you know, he just wants to finish these. All right, so he approaches the wall. Jonas will pull on, and then Eloise Dumont for Team Belgium.
Yeah, but it's good to have high expectations if you can do it.
Yes, as long as I think mentally you can cope with those expectations, it's okay.
Yeah, but you know, I think it's better sometimes, because at the very beginning when I start competing, sometimes I feel like, okay, I might not get over the headwall, you know? And it was a big mistake that I just read the route until there, and my high point was, of course, below that. But once I started like reading over the point, like all the way through the top, usually attempts get better, because you try to get a more efficient beta and visualize better from the ground. So I think it's good. It's good to have that attitude to try and always go for the top.
Yes. No, it is interesting. You know, it can either put pressure, it can put you off. But I mean, the desire to win has got to be there, hasn't it? I mean, if you're not wanting to top these routes, what are you doing? So Eloise Dumont on the left of your screen kicks the feet through. We're expecting no real issues, although Natsuki Tani's early fall was a bit of a surprise earlier on. Definitely a mistake, and you could see how disappointed she was. All right, so Jonas rests before this quite physical either bump or a right hand, depending on how you read it. He's in good form as Jonas at the moment. Although he is hesitating here.
Go for the bump.
Yeah, bit of a cut loose, all good from him.
He doesn't seem to struggle on the powerful move as well.
No, he's got a lot of power, hasn't he, in the tank? All right, comes off, locks that side pull undercling thing off with the right arm.
Yeah, and it's also, I think it's crazy how the stereotype of the lead climber has been changing through the years. Like some years ago with more the rock climbing, you see like more skinny guys, not too powerful but a lot of finger strength, and now it's much more athletic athletes.
Yeah, it's like boulder problems stacked on top of each other sometimes.
Yes,
yeah,
it requires more fitness now, route setting.
Absolutely. All right, well, he bumps up the feet. He hasn't gone for this squeeze on the bottom hold yet. Look on the left of the screen. She bumps up with the right hand. Is she going to cross through? Makes the adjustment. Yeah, she will. She'll get the clip in first, thank goodness. Jonas. Oh, that was a big swing.
Fighting.
Oh, no. He just overcooked that move a bit, didn't he?
Yeah, that was a big swing to catch into stream.
Well, he comes back disappointed. He's going to have to go. It's not going to be enough for him this evening in Briançon. Meanwhile, Eloise goes up with the right hand, micro shakes as she brings the feet through.
She's looking good. Yeah, she's looking good. Just turn on the fight mode.
Yeah, she tiptoes those feet up. She's coming down on the pinch. So she's got war paint on her face there, like two markings. She comes down. 5 to go for the women, 5 to go for the men. So the women and men caught up with each other. The men were slightly behind, or ahead, I should say.
4 out of 5 men left are 4 Japanese and 1 Italian, Giovanni Plach.
Yeah, Team Japan featuring heavy in our top 5. And we're coming up, it's a pretty late competition. It's coming up to 20 to 11 here in Briançon.
11.
Sorry, Benjamin, I've kept you as an athlete past your bedtime here, I apologise.
Yeah, I'm a bit sleepy right now. But that's fine anyways, I will get a big jet lag for the back home.
Yeah, you want to be, you've got 2 days of travel, right, back to Chile?
Yeah, 2 days, because we have to go to Munich to get the plane, and we will sleep there for a night and then get the plane tomorrow.
Oh.
I mean, the day after tomorrow.
Okay, well this is good then. I'm preparing you for that flight. You're going to pass out like a baby. It's going to be great. Zento Murashita underway. He's being spotted there by the B layer. Gets an undercling, adjusts the feet, stands up tall. Although you've got to drag that rope around his leg. Bit awkward. He won't worry too much about that. Manon Healy. She had a great qualifying round. We interviewed her just when she came down. She was happy with what she'd done.
Yes, just a very good lead climber. I think the lead French champion as well, right?
Yeah, definitely more of a lead specialist as well.
Yes.
You know, she can boulder climb, but she prefers it on a lead rope. All right, she's underway. She took a while just to reread a section of the route that she didn't see there. Ran back from the wall for a moment. Zento gets the jump easily. And gets a high toe hook in.
You hear the French people supporting Marum.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a lot of hype.
Final French athlete out as well. So now's the time to cheer. All right, stretching up into the pocket. Bit of an adjustment with the right hand. Throws herself out to the left. Zento sits, almost sitting down on that white box.
And Sento Murachita holding for the superior hold. Very chill. Look like that method worked very good for him.
Yeah, he's looking good at the moment. He makes that clip and then will continue after it. Into the underclings now. A little dance of the feet over to the right to steady himself. Manon, meanwhile, comes up into that sort of wide spread finger pocket and thumb.
It's way colder now and a bit more humid at the venue.
Yeah, night fully settled in here, 11:15 in Briançon. Oh, Manon nearly dropped that crimp there. She had to go quick.
Should get to the another rest position now after. There we go, Sento Murachita. The crimpy section.
Yeah, bumps the right hand out, drops the foot down low, crosses under, over.
Yeah, he's looking good, but as we have seen during the round, this route suddenly shuts you down.
Yeah, it's all about this traverse for the men.
Yeah, the last section has no mercy.
I like that. All right, well, let's see if it can give him some mercy. Can he find a way through it? He's going to rest first, which is good. Manon, meanwhile, is thinking about this move. You can see the chalk just everywhere on these holds, definitely making it harder to read. Sometimes you can read the chalk, can't you? You can see thumbprints and fingers, and you know where to go.
Yeah, exactly.
All right,
it's
now.
a good hint for the reading.
Yeah, but right now it's just chalk everywhere. You might as well just make it up.
Yeah, but probably as she's one of the last athletes, she must have visualized the route so many times in her head before, with much more time than most of the athletes.
That's true, yeah, you do have that grace, don't you? Well, she's snatched into the volume with the right hand, bumps up to the crimp now, locks it off, adjustment with the feet.
We have Sento in extended position, shaking, looking for the time. He still has plenty of time for the last section. Time to turn on the fight mode.
Yeah, this is it. He's got a toe in. Oh, he commits. That's some grip strength, isn't it? The power to hold that. That was the smoothest I think I've seen it.
Yeah, that was very good. It's looking very good. Going for the other pinch. Looking strong, solid. Solid on the feet. Come on, come on. Oh, nice. It's looking fresh getting the high point.
This is the high point. Look at this from Sento Murachita. Manon Healy as well is pinching the life out of that black volume.
It's incredible pinch strength.
He's near the top.
Oh, he's checking. We might see both top here.
They're so close to each other. Yes!
There you go, first stop of the run for Sento Murachita.
That's awesome, and he gets it done, and we see a top.
Nice.
Oh, Manon plummets out as Zento got it done. Whoa, DJ kicked up a tune there.
Okay, this will be a little bit more pressure on the last athlete for sure.
DJ just turned the music up, but then just gave me a look of whoops. He definitely pressed the wrong button there. But great way to finish for Zento. A top on the men's route. We don't see many tops on the men's route nowadays.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, let's see the results. Shall we? Zento Murachita with a top. Shuta Tanaka after that. Max Berton might make a final. Mototaka Yuta after that. Sebastian Helenke still in the final position. Yoshiyuki and Stefano Gasolfi. That's our top 8 as things stand. Kwon just pushed outside. Countback making the difference there.
Yeah, it seems like Max Berton is quite safe into finals now. It's a good thing for the young gun.
All right, well, a couple of athletes to go. As you said, Max safely through. I actually predicted this to my colleague earlier on. I just Want to make that clear. I thought Max might make it tonight. He's been threatening for a while, although he hasn't done many World Cups, and this one just felt like his competition, so good work from him. All right, next athletes are out. Sarah Chopper, who won the Youth World Champs, has been up and coming for a while.
And Giovanni Blacci on the men's side. Italian champion for this year, I think.
Yeah, great athletes. Let's see what Giovanni can do. Sarah Chopper, meanwhile, will pull on. She burst onto the scene, a senior scene, at something like 16. So another one of those, again, young guns coming through.
Yeah, be nice to keep an eye on them.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Giovanni crosses under. Sloper above his head, gets it this time. Nice heel hook in as he makes a stretched out clip there, gets it in though.
High foot for the mantle and get to crimp for the jump.
I like Sarah's style as well, the way she climbs the routes. Very composed as well when she's walking around. You know, you get some athletes who are quite dramatic, perhaps. She's not usually one of those. She's very, very calm, considered. Giovanni setting himself up for the jump now. Launches, that was a big jump from him. All right, so the jump safely out of the way. And of course, for the ones coming last, you've had a long time to think about that move as well. It must feel great to get it out of the way.
Yes, yes, for sure. But I think the more you think about it, it's like, okay, I just have to commit, I have to commit, I have to commit. And you just reassure yourself that you will do it.
Tricky when you've been saying that for 2 and a bit hours though, isn't it? And it's been running through your head.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what you can do for this move. He goes for the high right foot, which means he's going to get the right hand up. Sarah Chopper as well is through that difficult move that sent Natsuki Tani down to the ground.
We see both athletes going well on the route with a confident pace.
Interesting little stat for you here. So last year there were 7 Japanese men and Hannes Puman in the final.
I remember that.
Yeah, and this year potentially there's 7 Japanese athletes and Max in the final. So it's kind of a bit of a mirror, isn't it?
Yeah, interesting.
Look at the speed here of Giovanni. He's into the tuners now. Looks at the clock while he locks off that left arm. Powerful stuff.
Yeah, very strong on the thumb. A pinch climber. A thumb climber, he actually said.
Thumb climber?
Yeah, he said like, I'm more of a thumb climber. If I have the thumb when I hold it, everything is fine.
How on earth do you train your thumbs to be strong? I'm trying to think now. Yeah, well, fingers I get, thumbs I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you have a bunch of muscles in the hand,
well,
so very trainable.
You could do a thumb mono. Sarah Chopper cruises through that little crux. Cross through, Rose move to come though. Giovanni held that swing. We saw Jonas drop that earlier on. He was a bit more wild than Giovanni was.
It seems as he's gonna bump with the right hand to the...
Sarah Chopper is looking fully in control here with plenty of time in the clock. Both athletes, similar kind of height on the wall.
Yeah, Sarah has been climbing very consistently at the same rhythm. It's like shaking almost at every move.
Yeah, this women's route really does lend itself to that style of climbing. Giovanni drops down. He's got quite a big move here, and he's now stretches up. High foot as he rocks above the metal coping. Sarah Chopper adjusts the hands. Cracks in a little bit of a sort of a right semi-drop knee there. Oof. She makes her way all the way to the edge. Watch Giovanni now. It's all about this next sequence.
Oh, yeah. I'm getting nervous because both athletes are at the same height.
Oh! Sarah Chopper drops it. Again, that foot pop. Giovanni gets in the clip. I was worried he'd forgotten it for a sec. Oh, a big effort though as he hits the sloper, and a good angle to show why the athletes keep falling off that.
Oh, that's a hard swing to catch.
Falls. All right, well, the leaderboard is important because things are going to be changing all over the place here. Similar scores for lots of people.
We have the 3 left Japanese in the men, and Jane Kim, Laura Rogora, and Meiko Tak in the women's. Some more diverse.
Not just the Japanese athletes
Yes.
through. Mattia Pozzi still leading the way with a 41 plus. Alexander Totkova the closest with 39 plus, as Natsui Oda also on 39 plus. Countback making the difference. Rosa Rekar, stunning stuff from here in 4th. Flora Oblasa, and then it ticks over where I can read the names. We come down. Vita Lucan, a bit disappointment from her in 15th. Maybe would have expected a bit higher with that 35 plus, but that 35 sequence of holds has got a lot of people, including Sarah Chopper there. And then those are the athletes to go. Zhang Kim is up next. She's on the stage. And there is Zhang Kim.
Legendary climber.
For a lot of people have been asking about her shoes because she wears these flip-flops whenever she comes out. I did confirm that she is a sponsored, I think it's Nike athlete, and that's why she wears those. But I love that routine she has. She takes off those flip-flops now and is it is it sliders? I don't know the terminology. I'm not cool enough. But look at this, working her hands up the volumes.
Such a legendary climber.
This route could suit her, you know, like an endurance route, lots of opportunities to shake. Let's see what Zhang Kim can do. And then Yoshida Satone is on.
Very static and with a lot of endurance climber, and very solid in her climbing as well.
Yes, it is. She has this flow we always talk about, but we'll just enjoy it. Right, Satone Yoshida, who has had some good boulder results recently. I can confirm it's sliders. My colleague who said that he actually found out that information, and I'm taking credit for it. It's true. But yeah, Zhang Kim has sliders, not flip-flops. Apologies. All right, Satone, he pushes up into an undercling now. Right hand high above his head as he gets going. He's got to stand on that dual text though. We flick back to Zhang Kim. She's in the right hand pocket.
Yeah, both climbers looking very calm on the beginning of the route.
Yeah, smooth stuff from both. Those experienced, they'll understand routes like this and won't get too flustered by what the route setters are trying to do, which is to unsettle them. Oh, but I say that, Zhang Kim bobbles her left foot there. She's really stretched out.
Yeah, looks like a big move.
Satone flies through the jump. Easy work from him. Suddenly, like a calmness has descended, you know. It's like all this franticness of the other rounds is gone. These two are just chilling things out.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, we're chilling. It's just the beginning of the route. We have like a almost endless endurance.
Satone drops down onto the white box. We've seen a lot of athletes rest here before this next pretty physical move that comes. Zhang launches right, holds the side pull, tick-tocks the legs over and gets in a toe hook in a splits position.
Looking very elegant as always.
Yeah, she is. Cruising so far, as is Satone Yoshida, who's, yeah, using that. You just get the feeling he's been working on his bouldering, and that is starting to translate into his lead climbing a bit. That power endurance you were talking about earlier, he seems to have that really well at the moment. Toe hook coming into the tuners now.
We'll do a high heel for the clip. Yes. Should taking a breath before the crimpy section. Last breath before the top section, which is very hard. The last 1-2 draws.
It'll be interesting to see how she's read this sequence. She's looking left. Looks like she wants to bump up high. She's thinking about it. Yeah, I think she is going to do that. So Satoni crosses through. He holds the swing with absolutely no drama.
Keep watching what to do. Went for the volume. Nice.
Okay, feet up, makes that adjustment, stands on the crimp, gets that vital clip in, and now he has the men's Crux approaching him. Zhang Kim with a heel on the edge of that black volume. Good work from her. Is she going to cross through here? She
seems like that.
You can do that. You can get it swinging.
Yeah, she'll definitely go for the cross.
Yeah,
Very
easy.
chill for her.
And look at that flow through and straight into the chalk bag in one fluent movement. Satoni Yoshida is on the men's Crux. Zhang Kim, there he goes, launching left.
Powerful movement from Satoni. Very confident. Looking quite fresh in the last section.
Yeah, could we see a second men's top here? Gets a heel in. Into a blocked crimp, working hard now for the first time really as he shakes out that right hand.
There you go for the last section of pinch. Looking very good, nice tension and good composition during the entire route.
Up to the top, it is going to be a top. That was never really in doubt from him, was it? Absolute masterclass from Satoni Yoshida. Second
Incredible.
top.
Very good job from Satoni.
That was a very, very good job. Well, good work from him. Zhang Kim, meanwhile, is resting on the women's Crux, where a lot of people have just tried to get through it.
Oh, but she doesn't have too much time left. It would be enough for the amount of movement she has.
Good spot that, Benjamin. 25 seconds left on the clock for her.
Yeah, 20 seconds now. She must... Of course, she won brush, but this is kind of like a buzz beater.
It's going to have to be. She's only got 12 seconds. Left hand on the slope. It goes up with the right hand. She's got it, but she hasn't got a lot of time. Less than 7 seconds now. 6, 5. The clock ticks down. 4, 3, 2.
Ooh.
She falls about the 2-second mark. Comes down. What a performance from Zhang Kim. Now, listen, a little bit of scoring admin for you listening at home. So, Manon Healy's score. She apparently used the 6th bolt, guessing with the foot. So her score is reduced to just 24, so a big downgrade from Manon Healy, which is a shame because she did well there on that semis route.
Yeah, it's such a shame that something happened.
Oh, Zhang Kim breathing deep. She really, I mean, either timed that perfection or didn't quite leave herself enough time, depending on how you want to see it, but I'm pretty sure that's the high point. Good work from Zhang Kim as she waves goodbye. Just 2 athletes to go for each gender now before we will say goodbye to semi-final and check the scores. And with that appeal that came through, just a reminder to everyone that although the broadcast might finish, there is some time after where the judges receive appeals. So we'll tell you the scores as they stand, but just remember you can check the IFSC app, which is free to download, or the website, just to make sure of the scoring. And of course, the press release by the IFSC and Instagram and all the social medias, follow that and we'll let you know. Okay, 2 to go. Shion Omata for the men. Had a great round, top 1 route, 38 plus on the other during qualies, so strong performance from him. And then Laura Rogora, jumper on, it's colder here. And again, another route that might suit Laura. Endurancey, not too powerful, not many jumps in there.
Yes.
She might like this one.
The beginning looked very stretched for the short climbers. That might be a bit of a stress for her.
Yeah, if she manages to get through that, I think she will be on for a high score here. Let's see, shall we? Laura, one of only 2 boulder and lead Olympians who are here. Campbell Harrison, the other, who might be joining me in the commentary box tomorrow. We'll see. So, Shion Omata sits on this mantle, adjusts the feet.
Oh, goes directly.
Yeah, very stretched out. I'm very surprised that no one's dropped that yet, you know? Like, I would have put money that someone would have fallen off it, but so far, with only one to go, no one has.
But it seems like the left one, it's okay. It's good. So as long as you catch that one and go like fast and a half for the right one, it's a very comfortable position, landing position.
All right, so Laura
going for this stretch clip.
Oh, it is stretch for her, isn't it? She gets it in though.
And now for another stretch move.
Shion, totally different style from his teammate Satoni here. Satoni just looked, I don't know, just so calm throughout the route. Didn't seem to be any problem. And then Shion is a little more flicky with the feet, some more stabby motions. Equally fun to watch, just very different. You can see the adjustments there being made.
Yes, Satoni looked very solid during the whole route. I think he knew he could make that work. You know, with a lot of endurance and power, it's like, okay, I can just do every move. Very, not secure, but at my time, I can, like it's sometimes the athletes put their rhythm to the route and not allow the route to put the rhythm to their climb.
Yeah, lovely way to put it, that. Yeah, climbing to your own clock. All right, so Laura with the double underclings here. She has those classic laces under the shoes. Hardly anyone, well, no one else does that. Very few people use laces on lead routes.
Yes, nowadays. I mean, it's much more comfortable just to use the Velcros.
Yeah.
It's so fast.
And Laura feels like it just tightens up that midsole section. I have a feeling there's a little bit of superstition that comes in there as well. It's worked for her, so she'll keep on doing it. So Shion Omata is on the head wall now. He's on the tuners, making them look like jugs, even though they're slopers. Little adjustments with the hands.
Yeah, very strong tension from him in that position. Shaking to get the crimps.
Foot flat on the wall as he shakes up. He won't know what's to come. Remember, the athletes can't see each other climb, but he will understand that things will get difficult up there, so he'll take this moment to shake out. Let's see how Laura does this lower crux. Out with the left crimp, adjusts with the feet, left foot in her pocket. She's going to slap into the black volume. She does that well. Hits the left side pull, and she should be through now fairly easily. What's Shion's right foot here, because it can pop. We've seen it. Look at it slide, as I said that.
Oh, he's going for the cream.
Oh, yeah, locks it off. And he'll clip off it. Laura, this is the move I thought she might struggle on, but she's okay. Unwinds and drops in.
Things fine for Laura now. Give her a rest there, a shake.
Shion launches. Has he got something left as he makes the match with barely any feet? Campuses again. Big splits moving, a kind of semi-drop knee to make this clip. It's awkward because of the rope being zigzagged across the wall on those quick draws.
He's going for the next pinch in the volume.
Wow, he could be towards another top here. He shakes out, gets the crimp.
Yeah, strong performance from the Japanese team.
Laura getting lots of support from all around us in the commentary box here. Crosses through.
Just getting into the big pinch.
She's a bit low here. Yeah, she needed to change those feet quickly.
But I think she will go quite fast as she already clipped. She doesn't have that stress. And Shion Omata is going for the top again. Not again, but another top for the Japanese climber. 3 tops in the round for the men's route.
Wow. The second he got that jump there, he absolutely nailed it. You could just tell he was in. The second he hit that left hand, it was done.
Yes.
Great work from Shion Omata. Can Laura match him? She's nearing the middle of the wall as well, where both these routes finish at the very pinnacle of this structure. A flick of the hands to shake out. She matches that sloper, wow. Up with the right hand. This could be the first women's top here.
Yeah, we might see a top here.
A little adjustment. needs to bring the foot up, and one last jump. She's fighting suddenly.
Come on, Lara. Just lunge for it. Come on, come on, come on.
Hits it.
Oh,
little low. Down to the ground though, and she will celebrate. That will be enough for a finals place for Laura.
Of course, Sekri made it to finals.
Well, job done for her. And in terms of the gamble that is competing in Briançon before Paris World Cup, Olympics,
oh, that's true.
It's paid off for her. You know, you made finals.
It's a good confident booster for the Olympic Games.
And I really do think that's been an interesting part of this whole season, because every athlete I've talked to has got a different approach. You know, some want to do loads of comps, some didn't want to do hardly any. And everyone thinks they're right as well, which is really interesting, you know, and it just depends. Right, Laura Rogera with a 41+ matching Mattia Pozzi. Countback playing a part. Zhang Kim, Alexander Totskova, Natsudi Oda after that. And then coming down the list for the men, Shiona Mata down to Sebastian Halenke in 8th place. Can Sebastian keep that? He'll be nervously watching. Look how many Japanese athletes in, and Max Berton in 5th. Final athlete to come, everyone.
So we will have another national Japan Lead Cup with one invited.
Yeah, it feels a bit like that, doesn't it? Well, there he is, Taisai Homer out onto the stage. I would pretty much bet the house that that man is going to get deep into the head wall. Although, of course, he's got to get through the jump and a couple of risky moves.
I think he will make it through the head wall for sure for the last part. And even though he doesn't look very solid, he will keep fighting, has an incredible ability to keep climbing, no matter the pump.
Yeah, exactly. He seems to ignore it.
Yes.
Okay, Mei Kataki there for Team Japan. The final two, both from Japan. Great coaching team in Japan as well. Really dedicated to traveling the world, late nights for them.
That's a big, it's a big officials team actually.
Mei Kataki, 27 years old. Compared to all the 16-year-olds, a little bit different. And this year is really her comeback year. Innsbruck, she was 16. She was 3rd in Chamonix last week. Before that, 2022 was her last World Cup. Taisai kicks the feet out, puts in a heel.
Yes, it looks like a year that has been more comebacks. We have as well Shuta Tanaka. He was in a really good shape in 2018, I think, 2019. And I remember he got silver medal at the Youth Olympics in Buenos Aires when the combined format was lead speed and boulder.
So Mei is in the pockets. She's got a nice knee bar in there. Had it just briefly to make the clip. Clever climbing from her.
Yes, very good.
Oh, big bumper just though with 2 hands.
We have Taisei on the other hand, going with the right hand to that move.
Taisai is easily through the 2 sequences that might have caused him problems, so now I'd expect him to get pretty far here. Although struggling with his clip somewhat. So strong, locking off that arm. He was like laser focused on the clip.
Just chilling, taking his time.
Mei Kataki bumps, adjusts with that right hand, puts a left leg out. Taisai Homer in this splits position. He's very flexible as an athlete as well.
Yes, he is. I find it interesting how how you can spend so much time, how the women spend so much time on the stupid side of the wall. It's like you usually want to like move as fast as you can from there because you get tired. But it's interesting how they keep a low rhythm in there before the head wall.
Yes, you're right, actually. I think it's just because of the size of the head wall. You know, you might as well just treat it all as one giant overhang.
Yeah, you make it.
It doesn't change much up there. Taisei Hama is through. He's got a risky move, though, as he goes right. He'll rest for a second. He did the barn door swingy move. That was all good. Crosses up into the high quick draw. Casual from Taisei as he checks the time. And May as well, easily through that bottom crux. Dances the feet through in an inside flag, makes that clip. Oh, goodness. Ooh, this is risky. What's she trying to do? She wanted to match it there. She's going to have to commit. That's good work with the toe round the corner, though.
Yeah, she can pull more and get in a better position.
Oh!
Taisei fell.
Now you can see the rope swinging. Taisei fell on the traverse. We'll wait to see on that score. But yeah, you can see the rope cutting across May's.
Yeah, he looks
shot.
a bit shocked about it.
He does, yeah. I mean, he's bound by the commentary box, his head in his hands. Right, May makes the clip up high. Can she make some progress here? That box to come, you can see that black slope at the angle of it pointing back down towards the ground as she rotates through. We'll see a replay of that slip from Taisei Hama in a minute because that was a bit of a shocker. All right, so May with the high left toe comes out with the right hand. Can she get this done now? We know how vicious these slopers are at the end.
There's 3 more moves to go.
Yeah, no one's managed to get through this. Up with the left hand, right foot on the wall.
We might see a top this time.
Oh, no, she falls as well on the sloper. Right, we'll wait to see the scores. We will see a replay of Taisei Hama's fall there as we finish up this semi-final. Confirmation to come. Just a reminder, I'm here with Benjamin Alonso, a climber from Chile, who I know has huge support from the South American climbing scene. He said to me earlier on that he got more comments about the commentating in Innsbruck than he did the climbing, so it just shows how much support he has. Well, let's have a little look-see then. Let's see the replay of Taisei. What happened here? So he went left, watched the foot, maybe a foot pop. The right foot was on. We know that's a bit of a risk.
Oh, no, it was dry fire with the right hand.
Yeah. All right, so the hands sent him down, not the feet. All right, well, we'll wait for confirmation. Remember, provisional results. There is some time after we finish where the results will be checked. And then we'll say goodbye to you. And Benjamin will get to bed because I know he's tired here. He's done a great job commentating with me today, and I hope you follow Ben along the way.
Thank you so much for inviting me again. It's always a pleasure.
No, it's brilliant to have you, Ben, and I know that your Instagram's on the IFSC Instagram, so people follow that. Right, Shion Mata leads the way. 3 tops for the men. Satomi Yoshida, Zento Murashita. Shuta Tanaka in 4th. Max Berton makes his first final. Mototaka in 6th. Yuta after that, and Sebastian Heleke does stick his final place. So what a comeback for that man. Fantastic work. Yoshiyuki Ugata just missing out due to countback. Stefano Gasolfi down as well. Couple of surprises. Taisei Hama, we just saw him in 16th with 39, and Jonas Utelli as well. Would have wanted a little bit more from that competition. He won't climb again here. And Max Berton, by the way, is down at the front of the stage, absolutely celebrating with the crowd, loving this moment as the MC hypes him up to the audience. We'll just check the women's results and then we will say goodbye to you. A reminder to return tomorrow evening for the lead finals. Laura Rogera, 41 plus, just beating Mattia Pozzi due to countback. Great comeback from her. Jane Kim is in a final. Mei Kataki, Alexandra Totskova, Natsumi Oda, 2 16-year-olds into this final. Rosa Reka and Flora Obasa, the second one of our 16-year-olds. And 2 finals in a row for Flora. Incredible work from her. Lynn van der Meer, got a feel for her, just missing out on what was a slow and steady run up that semi-finals. Hélène Génicor as well, 37, close but not quite. And as we can see, the rest of the athletes, lots of French athletes not quite making the cut, but enjoying being in front of their home crowd. Natsuki Tani with a very early slip, 12 plus, the only real early slip we saw actually in this round.
Yeah, exactly.
Athletes climbing high. All right, well, Benjamin, thank you so much for joining me. Good luck with the 2-day travels home.
Thank you so much.
And I can't wait to watch you climb again. Come and join me whenever you want to in the commentary box.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'll see you again.
All right, everyone, we will return tomorrow for the finals. Thank you to everyone working behind the scenes, the athletes, the organisers, and we will be back with more IFSC action very soon. Good night, everyone.